It's me. We're back. I'm just putting my apron on. Josie, what happened to this stream? I don't know what Stream Elements is doing today. But welcome in, friends. Yeah, we're cooking up a storm today. I'm so excited to make all of these yummy snackies. We gotta get suited up. It was so funny when I was setting up stream this morning because I was like checking to see if the commands were gonna work with Stream Elements because yesterday they're like broken. And so far one command looked like it worked, one that I don't usually use. But then the timer broke, but here we are. Alas, we prevail. What's everyone getting up to today? I can't believe it's already noon. I had a pretty good morning so far. Yeah, here we is. Amp, how are you? Alas. Alas? I suppose that is me. Just ordered a veggie pizza, let's go. The cook's upset that there's no pasta emoji, like on Twitch. Well, little do they know that I have my own pasta emoji. So maybe they're just not looking hard enough, or they have to make it. You get chicken wings today? That's what Samo gets for dinner. It's pub night up at camp, so he gets burgers and chicken wings. I'm so jealous. Last night he had steak night. I was like, okay, next week I definitely need some beef in my life. A burger will be had. Okay, friends, what do we got? Last night, I was totally enjoying our like Christmas vibe that we set up on stream yesterday. It was so nice when the sun finally set. I swear some days I really can't talk. But yeah, when the sun finally went down and all of the Christmas lights lit up, it was awesome. And I kind of redid the one window where I like looped the lights with the garland. I just twisted it around a lot tighter and let the garland like hang down the sides. Way better. Good morning, Blood Oak. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome in. Buzzing Ranger 123, thank you for the follow. Hi, welcome. I had a good walk this morning. It was like minus 12 Celsius. Everything was frosty. I walk around like anywhere between 9 and 9:30 in the morning. There is literally no one out at that time. I don't know if you guys, where you are, if it's like that, especially on Saturday mornings. It's so quiet. It's like me and all of the birds and the animals. It's just the bestest. And then I was dealing with like a little bit of adulting work stuff this morning. I got an email this morning from my boss saying that if I didn't respond and confirm to go up for a shift on Tuesday coming up, that I am resigning from the company. So I like first laughed at that. And then I just texted my actual boss this morning and he's like, yeah, I saw that email. He's like, I can't talk to you today. Cause I was like, hi, did you see this? I guess I need an exit interview. So he messaged me. He's like, no, we're gonna talk on Monday. I have a Christmas party today. We'll figure it out. He's like, just so you know, we don't want to lose you. You're an asset to the company. But I think I'm already gone, if I'm being honest. That's a bit too much to deal with. And he's honestly like the best human ever. So it's like two complete opposites of like our bosses that we deal with. But luckily the best one is the highest one up in the standings for the company. So he's like super understanding. So maybe we'll come to a compromise. That's all I've ever asked for in this whole situation. Cause I've never left a company feeling this way before. And I hate that feeling, you know? And like, you just know things could have been better. So hopefully we figure it out. So I might go up. But right now I would literally be on opposite shift as Sam. Is I would be going up this upcoming Tuesday for 2 weeks. For only 2 weeks. And then I go home And so then Sam would go back to work then. And then we'd never see each other again in our lives. So I was like, well, that's not gonna work. So you're not getting a confirmation from me there, bucko. So back to streaming. Okay, Saturdays, Sundays, we're always cooking up some delicious foods in the kitchen. What is the point? I honestly don't know anymore, Kimmers. Oh, and then I found out this morning from my roommate, because he's like still working in the kitchen there, that the only good camp manager that was working there as like a buffer for the staff and everyone else quit today. And he totally stuck to his word, because last time I was there, I talked to him and he's like, if things don't change, I'm leaving next rotation. And he actually stuck to his word. Like the most honest person, he would tell us things I think we shouldn't know. So that's just like showing me something, right? There's only a certain amount of time that you can like feel like you're banging your head up against the wall. So we'll see if there's a revolt. I'm kind of like taking one for the entire team. We always joke that there's like a kitchen union up there, which that doesn't exist at all. But I'm like the union rep that's at home right now, creating a whole ruckus. So you're welcome. Hi, yet it is. Welcome. I think so. I'm thinking so. And then, okay, so I got really good news yesterday. This is what Sam told me, is he was talking to, like, let's say there's like a camp manager for all of the people at the camp, and then there's a camp manager for like construction, etc., different areas of the camp. So he was talking to, his name is Benji, about me, because Benji's like, where's Kate? Like, where's your wife? Why isn't she here? And then Sam told him, and he's like, oh, I saw her name on the list for open pit. So they're working on things, so hopefully I get hired to drive the truck. So things are happening. I was like, what? If Benji knows, because this is the other rotation, right? That would be so sweet. Bonk, good to see you. 1st December Saturday. Yeah, we had a really chill stream yesterday for those of you who missed it. We just made a little like lunch and snack plate, a hot chocolate, and decorated a little bit of Christmas stuff. Thanks, friends. So yeah, hopefully I hear back. I've been looking every morning for a job posting. That's the other thing, Oak, is like, especially in the culinary industry, is a lot of good people will always leave places because we are like aware of our worth and our value. And like at this point in my career, I'm not willing to put up for less than I know I deserve. But then that doesn't really get talked about, because after the good people leave, nobody knows each other. So it doesn't ever get talked about why those people leave, which is so unfortunate. You would think that it would be that way. Scat, you beautiful human, how are you? Welcome in. Okay, here's our menu for today. Pretty like simple. Pretty simple menu. Holy smokes, the command worked. The command worked. It's gonna be a good day. Yesterday we kept trying the command and it was posting from last week. So we just deleted them all. So baked honey mustard chicken thighs. Yeah, it's not risotto again. Shucks. Baked honey mustard chicken thighs. I found this recipe online. It looked really good. I also got chicken thighs on sale this week. They were 30% off. That's why I always go shopping like first thing in the morning. You get the best deals. I know. And then I found this other recipe. Bonk's looking it up. And I'll post this. Hopefully these work too. Okay, there's all the recipes we're gonna use today. I'll post that so you can kind of read along as we go through it. Gochujang brown butter Brussels sprouts. It's like, what? It's a lot to say, but it really sounds good, and I had all of these things in the house other than the Brussels sprouts. Which I was so disappointed when I bought the Brussels sprouts. They're expensive right now. This should be the season where like squash, Brussels sprouts, any root vegetables are inexpensive. 'Tis the season for root vegetables and anything like brassica wise, cabbage as well. $8 for 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts. $8. I'm pretty sure that's more than my chicken cost today. The Brussels sprouts cost more than the chicken. I was like, excuse me? There is something wrong here. I love cabbage too, Josie, so I guess I'll just stick with that. And then Mish also posted this recipe in Discord earlier in the week, and I was like, I gotta use this up because I had butternut squash in the fridge, so we're gonna do scalloped butternut squash. Maybe put a couple like regular potatoes in there to buff it out, we'll see. In the Netherlands, the stores are all full with kale. Do you have like a bunch of different types as well, or is it just the green curly one? The first winter frost has come, so all the kale's being harvested right now. It's only a moment of time before you get all the really nice sweet carrots too. You didn't tell us? Tell us. Okay, let me write this list as we go through it. And then a really simple dessert that's like healthy today. I had some bananas that were getting spotty and brown. So instead of just like letting them die and put them in the freezer, we're gonna make a yummy dessert that I've seen online. That's really, really simple. You bought a set of Staub baking dishes for 60% off, a 9x13 pan and 2 smaller ones. And they're really nice. That's so exciting, Annie. What color are they? I love getting new kitchen stuff. Especially stuff that you know is gonna last a long time. Red, of course. Beautiful. Something about red in the kitchen. I don't know what it is. Just makes it feel more cozy. You only got one type of kale there, Blood Oak, but it's really nice and tasty. A little hint of sweet. Yes, because of the frost. Exactly, same as what happens with the carrots. The sugars condense and make it better. You only have the glass baking dishes and they aren't the best for baking. So are the Staub ones cast iron still? Or is it ceramic? Yeah. Isn't that an interesting recipe, Bonk? I thought I would post that one up just as we're getting closer to the Christmas season. I know some people go to potlucks and stuff, so it's a good time to start scrounging your recipes up for then. So we'll try it, see how we feel. So cast iron with enamel, that's gonna last you your whole life. Ah, that is what I should get. Like, we do have all the pizza pans and stuff for baking. But something about having a cast iron baking pan, because I'm also in the midst of getting rid of my glass dishes. And we're also like in the midst of getting rid of our glassware, like actual cups and stuff. We're like switching all over to stainless almost. And yeah, as long as you don't chip the enamel, this is also true. Right, yet it is. Any bananas that turn brown just go right into banana bread, which I still have some in the freezer, so I thought we would make something a little bit different today. I think we'll start by making the dessert because it is so quick and it's something that has to get popped into the freezer to kind of set up. So if we make that first, it should be good by the time we're done. I don't think it'll take nearly as long as our pineapple delight. Yum, gluten-free lemon bars. The recipe was good enough that you could share it. Yes. Okay, our banana bark. Done. After that, our chicken. I gotta pop all these recipes up for myself too. Boom, 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 boom. And we always do like 2 courses on Saturdays. We'll always make a main course and a dessert. Only plastic or wood utensils. Yes, in the Dutch oven. No metal tongs or spatulas or spoons, anything like that. Oh, this is... Okay, one more funny story before we actually start cooking. So my roommate, he gets like all of the good info from around the camp, right? Like the kitchen is always the hub where people go to tell us the BS that happens. And it's the greatest because it's like paid entertainment. So this one like chef that we kind of got removed from the other camp, well, he's up at the one that Sam is at now. And last night he was making a sauce for dinner You know the like blender when you put the plunger in, if you're like making a sauce and you need to kind of stir it as it's blending? Well, he blended the whole tamper stick, or like not the whole thing, but he blended the bottom of the tamper stick into the sauce and served it. And so now there's 6 people at camp that have cuts in their mouths and they can't go to work because it's literally that bad. So it's like plastic gets really sharp when you like shard it like that. But me, I have to resign. This is like this guy's like 6th infraction. This is the same one that has like moldy dishwasher and stuff like that. But I have to resign. It's the best soap opera you'll ever have. So if you ever want entertainment like that, go work at a camp. I did say I wouldn't be there to see the bridge crumble. Okay, I just want to see what we do with the chicken thighs. It looks like they're just baked, so we'll bake them in the metal baking pan that we were just kind of talking about earlier. Or a glass baking dish works good too. And so the chicken just gets rubbed down. We'll definitely marinate it right after we do the banana bark. And it's just some mustard, honey, oil, some fresh herbs, garlic, salt, and pepper. And then you just bake it. It honestly looks so delicious. If you haven't clicked on that yet, definitely look at it. Best to get out while I can. It is true, yeah, Sam has to suffer, poor guy. And so now everyone's like, Sam, go like tell them to fix it. And he's like, I'm not. Okay, easy 1-pan scalloped sweet potatoes. These look so good. I don't even really love sweet potatoes, but this looks like something that I would like to eat. So thanks, Mish, for posting this. So we make a sauce first for the scalloped. We're doing squash today. Kind of any root vegetable you can do. I don't know about like carrots though, and turnips. But definitely stick more to the potato family. Yeah, we make a sauce with butter, garlic, onion, thyme, cream, and cheese, and like pour it over the sliced potatoes or squash, and then just bake it as well. So the chicken and that can bake at the same time. And then let's see how we cook the Brussels sprouts. That might be in the oven too. What? Also, can you say how annoying the Bon Appetit website is now for always saying you have to pay to view the recipe? Okay, Brussels sprouts. Place the racks, toss the sprouts. Interesting. So it looks like we roast the sprouts too, but then we can finish them in the pan sauce. So we could like roast the sprouts earlier before the chicken and the squash has to go in the oven, because I only have 2 oven racks. And I can't put the sheet pans side by side. Why do you give me like 7 oven rack options, but there's only 2? They must be yeeted? Come on. I mean, there are people out there that have tried Brussels sprouts a lot of times, and they still, there's no amount of trying them different and they still don't like it. So that's fair. Brussels sprouts must have a cheese sauce. Same with like cauliflower and broccoli. Yeah, they're like cute little cabbages. So many people have been ruined by them being like boiled, because they really are the worst texture and flavor ever if you've had them that way. I wouldn't even eat that. Okay, just making my list still. So the chicken thighs will marinate, and then I'll just say bake. I'm gonna assume about a 30-minute or so bake time on those thighs. Cook it till it's done. The best saying ever. That's what I've done at camp before too, because we had to use up like frozen Brussels sprouts, which are honestly the worst thing to use. But yeah, those were left in the freezer, so I was like, okay, how am I gonna make this edible? So I just like quickly blanched them and then just covered them in cheese sauce. That was the only thing that I could do. Even that was like pushing it. You like your women covered in cheese? There's probably a site for that. You've tried them at least like 15 different times. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's just some like flavors and textures that you can't trick your body into liking. It's true. Okay, carrying along. So after the chicken, we'll do the Brussels because like I said, we want to roast them early. So we just roast the Brussels sprouts by themselves first, and then we kind of make this gochujang brown butter sauce on the stovetop while they're cooking. So that's interesting. So we'll say clean, because it takes a little bit of time to clean your Brussels sprouts. Roast, we gotta toast walnuts while it's roasting, and then the butter sauce. We have a couple sauces to make today. I'm not gonna be the quickest stream. We're cooking it up. Thank gosh there's a dishwasher. And then our scallops. I always call scalloped potatoes scallops. I don't know if it's just because I've made them so many times. The staub are entirely ceramic. You were just assuming they were cast iron enamel. So now you have to be a little bit more careful with them, right? I'm gonna roast my nuts. That's how they taste the best. I had 2 coffees today, don't judge me. Okay, so for the scallops, let's get the sauce going first. And then I'm thinking while the sauce is going, we can slice our veggies, and then it just gets baked to finish. That's not bad at all. Easy peasy. Like not even a full paper list. Clear the area. It's time to get cooking. What's everyone getting up to today? I don't really have anything I'm doing after stream, which is kind of nice. Been kind of going every night. Like I met someone for a Lego set at 7:30 last night. It's like I can finally put my pajamas on now. Shh. Shh. Insanity. You're working on tests. The teacher life. Thank you for your services, Annie. Okay, I'm looking at this frozen chocolate banana bark recipe. It says, unleash your inner chocolatier. You got it, man. A fun and flavorful twist on traditional snacking that's bound to delight taste buds of all ages. You got beer for tonight? Nice. I tried, the other night I tried a maple liqueur that we had, and that was pretty tasty. Pretty tasty just over ice. Gonna see a cool band play at a local beer and wine bar? That sounds fun, Bonk. You're going out into the world? Doing your weekly dusting and vacuuming? That's what they're doing above me right now. I can hear it. It's an endless battle. Oh, I can imagine. Like, I just get upset at how much dust is around every week. Imagine when I add a dog. A Michelob Ultra 15 can case, 20 bucks. You got 2. That's a pretty good beer price for Canada, at least. Okay, what does she say here? I'm gonna use butter instead of coconut oil in mine. This looks so easy. We need a sheet pan with some parchment on it. Hello, Anders. Oh, you call me Chiquita. My mom sometimes called me that when I was young. How are you? You lost your tablespoon measure? Well, luckily, like most standard spoons are around that size. So sometimes we can just eyeball it. Okay, prep time for this, 40 minutes. Chill time, or sorry, prep time 5 minutes, chill time 40. We need 2 bananas, it says, so we can save one of these. And I've been buying organic bananas. They're not even that much more expensive, and actually the other week they were the same price as regular bananas. So I was like, why wouldn't I get the organic ones? We need creamy peanut butter. You can choose whether you want dark chocolate chips or milk chocolate. I'm gonna do a mixture of both. Blood oak, how do you lose the spoon? The size of a table. You got Annie with his own joke. And then to finish this, we need some flaky sea salt. She forgot to add the coconut oil on this. How much do we add? Interesting. Okay, so we do the banana and peanut butter layer first. We'll go grab some parchment, this peanut butter, because it's gotta harden, and then afterwards we'll pour the chocolate layer to harden. I mean, I don't think it really matters if some of the layers get mixed up, because it's all kind of going to the same place. Vanessa Chiquita banana. Is that why you said Chiquita, Anders? I get it now. Hashtag memories. Thank you for sharing. I get it now. Some days the jokes just go right over my head. I mean, you can probably say most days, if we're being honest. I don't know why my nose is running. I think it's because I have it a little bit chilly in here. Apartment heating sucks. It's never just like one temperature. It's always either like too cold or too hot, no matter what you have it set at. My nose is running, I better go get it. That's not worse than your fridge running away though. Okay, so this is what we do. We slice the bananas into rounds and then we like smash them all together on the sheet pan. I do have a cutting board here. This is like my breakfast cutting board, where I usually will slice a banana on it, so I might as well just use this since it's there. And it is good to use really nice ripe bananas for this. So you'll get that nice like kind of vanilla flavor. Hello, Dust. How are you? Like Fruit Ninja Torino? That would be pretty cool, yeah. I like to watch those videos. Things that I wouldn't do. Ew, this one has like a little spot on it. Trim it. I don't know what that is, but it's not allowed to go in the dessert. You went to the most amazing cheese shop downtown. You put pics in Discord. Okay, wait. Before I get all banana hands. Banana hands. Trending. I gotta look. Ooh, look at Misha's sister's dessert for tonight. Whoa. Nice, you got a feta, or you saw a feta? Did you buy any cheese, Dust? This is what we really need to know. Okay, so I think we'll cut these like a 1/4 inch thick. Let's just put it over here for now. Okay, I'm actually gonna go blow my nose after this because it's annoying me. It really is running away. Aw, that's cute. A charcuterie sample cup. A little tasting. Hey, something is better than nothing. Okay, one sec. Okay, I'm back. It's me. Hi. Hi, Mickey. Welcome in. Okay, so now we're gonna lay this all out. Move it over. All together. And then how I think I'm gonna, like, kind of smash it is just put another layer of parchment on top of this. And then just use a sheet pan to press it down. And that's how you get it smooshed all together more. I don't know if she says that in the recipe, but that's what I'm gonna do. I think that'll be the easiest. That is the hardest thing, Bonk, because yeah, when you go to a cheese shop, not getting overwhelmed. So that's why it really is important for like the person that works at the cheese shop to know about the products that they have, because they have to guide you. They really do have to help you and know the flavors. More parchment. I think I'm just gonna bring this over because we'll probably use it again today. We'll just let it live over here. You almost cried? Yeah. Just so overwhelmed you just start crying. I don't know what to do. There's a little festival going on. Cute. Right? It's like, how do you even decide? Get a little sample of everything. We want it all. Okay, ready? Use your muscles that are built in. I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's why we try it. Holy shit, it worked. Okay, I just gotta turn it because I really smushed the one side. It worked better than we even knew. Yeah, the wallet will do that if you go to a cheese shop. Want everything, but you can't have everything. Okay, this is how you can mash a banana really quickly. Just like that. Peel this off. Hopefully it peels off okay. Whew. That's some risky business there. Whoa. We smashed it so much it went off of the paper. I should have flipped it over and used the other one, but we'll be all right. We'll make it through. A rice peel off? A rice peel off. Hi, I quit. I'll just go resign now. Yet it's sad. I live in the cheese state. Just the start of this sentence. But you've only been to a cheese shop once or twice in your life. They were the best curds you've ever eaten in your life, though, so sounds like you gotta go again. This looks good, though. Okay, so now what? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, she used the bottom of, like, a glass just to press down on the parchment. I guess so you could see through that what you were doing. Tall homie Joe. Hello. Okay, so now we gotta melt some peanut butter just so it's more pourable, right? Melt some peanut butter. Is there a specific amount? Only 1/4 cup? That sounds impossible. Like that's gonna cover everything. Melt your own designated amount of peanut butter, let's say. I'm using a natural creamy peanut butter. Let's get a couple containers and such for the microwave. We need a spoon. Then we're gonna put that layer of peanut butter over the bananas. When you guys were little, did you ever eat peanut butter banana sandwiches? Sometimes there's a layer of like fat, oil, that we have to mix back in. Yes, sometimes drizzled with honey. Good thing Sam's not here right now. I guess his sister... I'm gonna put like that much. I want it to be really peanut buttery. But yeah, Sam's sister, I guess, made those all the time and he just can't even stand them. So this is why I'm making this and he's not here. It's for me. Peanut butter banana, so good. I've also seen people do like peanut butter banana wraps. Okay, maybe I won't mess up the spoon so we can use it to like spread it out. I would say that's closer to like 1/2 cup. Peanut butter banana toast. I was gonna say, if you add chopped peanuts in, it gives it such a nice like crunchy texture. $730 to fill up your oil tank. Is that gonna last you all winter though? And that was way more than last year, you're saying? I'm gonna do like 20 seconds on that peanut butter. It's not even gonna last the whole winter? What? Oh, last year was more? Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. 3 fills per winter? Well, that's good that those prices have gone down. It's like warmed, but not really pourable yet, so I'm gonna go 20 seconds more. Just do short increments because we're not trying to cook it or burn it. Close to $1,000 for a fill last year. And we'll never know why the price differs so much. It just really, it is what it is, right? Okay, it's all warmed up. Give it like a little drizzle first. Well, more of a dollop with this kind of peanut butter. Because she's thick. She creamy, but thick. Some people might say just how we like it. And if you can't tell by like the desserts that I've been making lately, I'm like definitely into more healthy desserts. Whoa. So that's why we don't smash the bananas too thin. Because then they don't really stay in one place. That's okay, we'll just fill those spots with chocolate. No one will ever know. But yeah, I've been trying to cut out a lot of refined sugars in my diet. So fruits are like key for that. Because they'll satisfy your sweet tooth, but they're like not as bad for you. Remember when they used to say like, don't eat so much fruits, like the sugars are bad? It can't be any worse than a pop or something like that. And yeah, all the dietary fiber too. Too bad we don't have a stream dog, because you know what would happen to the peanut butter things. A pre-cleaning. Okay, so this now goes just into the freezer. She says for about 30 minutes until the peanut butter is hardened. But I honestly feel like if we just pop it in there now, while we're like getting the chocolate and stuff together, we'll be good to go. That won't take long at all to harden up. A pre-cleaning, yeah, from the doggo. They love peanut butter. Just the best treat ever. So a 1/3 cup of chocolate, and we need some flaky sea salt. And then the chocolate has to be melted as well, so grab a container for that. She says do it over a double boiler, but I'm not gonna mess with that today. It's just not necessary. So we're gonna use semi-sweet chocolate chips. Ooh, I forgot to post this photo in Discord as well. So I was like reorganizing my pantry, going through my chocolates. I put my Scalloped chocolate in just a container like this because the bag was kind of tattered. So my Scalloped chocolate chips are technically expired by now, if I was going off the bag, and this is how the Scalloped chocolate chips look still. They're milk chocolate Calais. And then this is my semi-sweet chocolate chips that I just bought from Costco, like, let's say a month ago. And they're good until 2025. So then look at these. Look at these and tell me how they are already turned white when they are good for 2 more years. And then this is technically expired. I should throw it out, and this looks perfect still. A lot of people don't know the difference of the chocolates that you can buy in the world, and you won't really notice it until you have them side by side and see stuff like this. So expire just means like not recommended to eat. It could be rancid, and that's just when they think it can go bad. Yeah, so these don't have a frosted look, but are expired. And then these do have a frosted look, but should last 2 more years. Yeah, the chocolate bloom, which bugs me so much. So I thought that would just be a fun comparison that we can do together. So it really pays to buy quality chocolate. And the cocoa butter might have went rancid, but how? Because I keep it in like a dark area as well. We don't really use the lights in that hallway too much. So I don't really know. I think they just put a lot more sugar into this. That's about my guess, but we're gonna do a 50/50. I don't know like a ton about chocolate either. I'm still learning every day that I work with it. But I just thought I would show you that small difference, because you could clearly see it, even if we do this. Okay? Means it has been exposed to warm temperatures. So is it either being stored too warm in Costco? Because my house, where we live, is not cold. Like everything is usually like cold to the touch. Or it's not warm in here, sorry. Or during the shipping process, it went to a warm area. And they are different. So one is milk chocolate, which actually has more cocoa butter in it So it should go bad faster compared to this semi-sweet one. And do we feel like this is enough chocolate to cover those bananas? No. No. We're going way thicker of a layer, just like how we did the peanut butter. I'm totally adding like another small scoop. I'm doing a half amount more. What does semi-sweet mean? It means that there's not a lot of sugar in it. You always need more chocolate. You always assumed it was flour. So yeah, to make chocolate, if you guys don't know this, is you have the cacao. So think of like what cocoa is, the powdered form, but it would be solid. Like the cocoa nib, for example, that Annie used the other day. So you have the cocoa nib, and then that gets mixed with the cocoa butter. And then depending on the type of chocolate, you mix in sugars to it. White chocolate chips often also have dairy inside of them, like a milk powder of some sort, which a lot of people don't know. So if you're like vegan, white chocolate is not usually vegan. You have to get a specialty one. My flake salt is over there. And then the other optional thing, which I thought would be like really yummy on this, if you wanted, would be toasted walnuts, because banana and walnut is such a good combo. And then chocolate and nuts also go together. So if you wanted like a little bit extra crunch and calories, you could pop some walnuts on. But we're gonna use walnuts in our Brussels sprouts today, so I think we'll leave it out of this. Yeah, the only thing chocolate in white chocolate is the cocoa butter. This is also true. Toasted pecans, if only we had some in here. I'm just gonna switch this really quick. Let's get our flake salt for finishing. You could use, I would definitely like recommend sea salt flakes, but if you had kosher salt, that would be okay too. Don't go fine with this salt. So you're either gonna go like a nice coarse salt or a flake salt, but we're not gonna go like a fine table iodized salt to put on this chocolate. This is what I would recommend. This box is like 5 billion years old. I don't use it a lot. One nice thing about salt is it's not gonna go bad on you. I've never seen salt go bad. I don't know if it's possible. But yeah, good to have that by you because we are sprinkling the salt before the chocolate hardens. So we have to go pretty quick. And then it looks like she mixes. She forgot to put this in like the ingredient part, but I saw her talking about it in the article part of the recipe. She puts a little bit of coconut oil in with the chocolate to melt it. I'm just gonna put a little nubbin of butter. Guys, remember I used up all my coconut oil. And plus I don't mind butter, there's nothing wrong with that. It is a kind of a controversial one, Dust, putting nuts in banana bread or even brownies too. Some people hate it, like despise it. Other people are okay with it. And what this butter is gonna do is just gonna help us pour the chocolate easier. Make it a bit more spreadable at first. But we know butter hardens when it's cold, so it's still gonna give that nice like snap to the chocolate when it does harden. That's what I have in the fridge and freezer still is banana chocolate walnut muffins. Okay, the peanut butter is hardening, so I think we're good to go on this. I'll do 20-second increments still. Sort of like a pineapple on pizza. That one is a bit more controversial, but yes. Sort of like that, we can say. Okay, nothing happened yet. Nothing usually happens at the 20-second mark. It just kind of takes the chill off the chocolate. Now let's go 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna get a little spatula. A really cute small one that will be perfect for this. It's even festive. I think my mom got me these. They're so cute. Okay, come back. You've always had banana bread with walnuts in it? So you can see the milk chocolate already melted, right? Because we talked about there being more cocoa butter in it. So it's gonna melt faster, same with white chocolate. We'll do like 20 more seconds. It should be perfect. Give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. Imagine just having a straight peanut butter sandwich. That'd be so hard to eat without any jam inside. PB without the J? That sounds pretty crazy to me. We don't want to burn the chocolate either. Whoa. It got so thick? Okay, and then let's think about this. This is warm. And then that's cold. I'm just kind of seeing how this is acting. It's not super pourable. So we're gonna have to work pretty quick on like giving it a dollop and then spreading it out right away and then sprinkling the salt. So let's see what happens. Because this is actually going really nice right now. Go quick. I'm going pretty heavy on the salt because I really like it. And that's why we use a finishing salt, is because it's actually not going to really taste salty if you use the right thing. These middle chunks where it's just like super thick, those are going to be so good. I like that I didn't go like straight dark chocolate. I like that we mixed them. I just did that for personal preference. It's not that I don't like dark chocolate, I just thought that this would be better with the peanut butter and everything together. Okay, that's it, guys. I just licked the spatula off, it's good. It's hardening so quick. We did it. Cashew butter would be insane on here if you guys have that. Even almond butter. Okay, now into the freezer, but you can already see it's almost hardened. We just want the bananas to freeze underneath now so they're nice and cold. It really is necessary, the salt. look, we didn't even have to make it like that fancy looking. It'll be a nice couple rounds of snacking, I would say, for myself. I've been liking these freezer desserts because we can like break it up later on, just pop it in a freezer bag, and then you can just grab it when you need it, rather than it always just sitting on the counter going bad. I like things that are ready for snacking. Okay, we're just gonna put a couple things away, and then we're gonna work on marinating our chicken. So I'll come back with the honey, because I know we need that for our honey mustard chicken. I think everything else we have in the kitchen already. Oh, I went too far with the salt. I got excited. The salt is coming on an adventure. I've never had chicken in this way before either. But I was going through some of my condiment packets in the fridge, and I had a bunch of different Dijon mustards to use up. Oh, honey mustard chicken. What does she say? You're a honey mustard fanatic as I am. These baked honey mustard chicken thighs will be your new weeknight staple, or we're making it on the weekend, whenever. Like most of my chicken recipes, these baked thighs are great for meal prep. Just make 1 or 2 sides to pair with the chicken, which is what we are doing. And then you've got some delicious meal options for the week, which you guys know that's what I do on stream for myself. Is I'll make enough for at least 1 portion for stream, if not like 2 or 3 portions, so that I can eat it later in the week. I've always been someone who doesn't mind leftovers. I know a lot of people hate eating leftovers, and that's okay too. I don't know if it was just how I was raised or what, but I've never been bugged by eating leftovers or like the same food multiple days in a row. And then I can also say, like, if your food is good from the start, the leftovers sometimes can be better the next day. Okay, so for the ingredients, we need our chicken thighs. Bone in, skin on is what I buy. The bone's gonna give you nutrients and extra flavor. You can always save those bones, like cut them out and make a broth for yourself afterwards. And then the chicken skin just is so flavorful. It gets nice and crispy and then keeps the chicken moist as we are baking it. Yeah, right? Sometimes the leftovers taste better. You don't realize it. Like lasagna, chili, anything in a casserole or like a soup or a stew. So good. They meld together. They marry up. Potpourri, that's another thing. Yeah, you can always turn your leftovers into an entirely new dish, which sometimes I do too. Like when I pack up a lot of my food, I'll keep it in the separate components. Just if I want to switch something up, right? We can make a new dish with similar ingredients. Okay, so it looks like they just put the chicken in a baking pan, pour the sauce over, and then bake it. We are gonna let these marinate for a little bit of time while we prep the rest of dinner, which we can just let them sit on the countertop because they're not gonna sit there more than an hour. And then it says 40 to 45 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. We might bump up that temp just a little bit, like more 375 Fahrenheit. That way we'll get crispier skin and it won't take quite as long, more like a half an hour cook. And they're saying the chicken's done at 175 Fahrenheit, which is not wrong, but also not right. So your chicken will be ready for consumption when the internal temperature reaches 165 Fahrenheit, is what we're taught in culinary school by the book. So you don't have to push it to 175, but I will say chicken thighs in general can yield that little bit of a longer cook time to just break down some of the connective bits, especially if you have the bone in there still. So your chicken won't be dry unless you are using chicken breast. But if you're using thighs, that's okay to cook them a little bit longer if you want. Okay, let's do this. Where is this recipe with the ingredients? So I'm gonna half this recipe because I only have 4 thighs. You're known to make ramen bowls with leftover pork roast or chicken? Yes, please. I was so pumped these chicken thighs were on sale. I was like the crazy person at the store. So 10 bucks, but 30% off. So I paid $7 for them. For 4 chicken thighs, free from like hormones and stuff like that. I didn't get halal this time because this is what was on sale, but it's still free from, which is important to me. Katniss, how are you? You're making bone broth in your Instant Pot? Yummy. A beef, chicken, pork? Which one? And then we need, so we got our honey here. We need Dijon mustard. I'm gonna use smooth and grainy today. I really love whole grain Dijon mustard. Let's do this. I have these packets to use up. I think they were from HelloFresh or something. So we have a 1 grainy pack, and then 1 of each of these are tablespoons. They say 1/4 cup. So this should probably be good for that. Sausage and mash gravy. So you made bangers and mash, Mickey? Nice. Is it called, how do you say that? I've always had trouble saying that brand. My? Is that how you say it? Or is it Mael? My, yeah. When I was backpacking in Europe, I actually went to Dijon in France simply just to get mustard. And like I went to the My store because they had all these like really cute little sample jars, picked up a couple of them. I still remember that to this day. What a cute little area though. Dijon is such an adorable little town in France. I'm glad I never like passed it up. It's a real winter warmer. I love when people say that. Okay, we also need garlic. Garlic, olive oil, rosemary, thyme. You guys remember when we were talking about dehydrating the herbs this week? Well, I didn't do it. I didn't dehydrate the herbs because they looked really good still. So I was like, oh, we'll use them on stream and then we'll see what's left again. So I'm very impressed that these fresh herbs actually lasted 2 weeks. Pretty nuts. Yes, all of the garlic. We have garlic in this. Garlic, I think, in the scallop squash. And then maybe garlic in the Brussels sprouts too. Okay, that. And then we just need some salt and pepper and olive oil. Grabbing the olive oil. We can marinate these in our baking pan, let's say. So get the pan out that you're gonna bake this in. I think it's actually over here. Because I moved them. It's gonna be quite a small pan for all of this, but that's okay. Or sorry, quite a large pan for how little chicken I have. Yeah. These chicken thighs are massive. I will say that. Very meaty. That's 1 chicken thigh? Holy. Maybe it's not that big of a pan. Just washing my hands. Yes, meaty thighs. what it's all about. Hey, should I just push that up on the side? Move it or lose it. Prep our herbs and such. I think we'll mix this stuff just in a small container and then pour it over. Like 3/4 of a head of garlic. Katniss, you bought a 15 beans? There's actually 15 different beans in it. Soup mix to make with your broth. Yum. That's a lot of beans. Let's smash this. Smash it and peel it so that we can mince it. We smash it so that we open up this skin. Otherwise, it's kind of tough to peel garlic fresh like this. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to smash the cloves either, but it's better than fooling around with the garlic skin. Yes, Valk. All of the garlics today. Garlicky goodness. You can get garlic crushers. Oh, like it actually crushes the first step too? You have one? Because like I got the garlic press, but I don't like to try and put the skin through it because it really bungs it up, let's say. The skin gets stuck inside. And then as far as like garlic presses go, in restaurants, you will never find a garlic press. It's like frowned upon to find a garlic press in a restaurant kitchen. I still don't understand why. I don't understand why that is, because it saves time. Gotta get our marinade container. I suppose though, like if you're gonna mince garlic, just throw it in the food processor and mince it for everyone, right? That's fair. Oh, the sirens are going already. We're getting turned up on Saturday. After this, we'll pick and chop some herbs. I think we use these herbs, or for sure the thyme, in our sauce for this scalloped squash. So don't put it back in the fridge. I love this one too. Really do. So happy to have it. This is the Pampered Chef one. And the only reason it looks this way is because it was put in the dishwasher, which it shouldn't have been. And so it like lost some of its coating. The coating doesn't come off onto the garlic, so I thought it's okay to keep using it. Yeah, Valk, that was actually just like background music I had. Because I always pop on like these Christmassy jazz YouTube mixes at night. Just to make it cozy. Just feeling inspired. Nice! Twitch Blackmore! 2 full years? Let's go! Thank you very much for the subscription. How are you doing this weekend? Okay, keep the garlic press because I think we'll need it again. I'm just rinsing my hands off. Next one. It's good to see you too. Thank you for being part of the kitchen crew. We got a little time for that. Go like that much? Sure. Sure, why not? And then not a ton of rosemary. I've been eating a lot of rosemary lately. I said this last week, I don't love it that much. I've found my limit. Very small amount. A little goes a long way. That one I will put in the fridge because I don't think we're going to be using it again. The time is right. Yes, it is. Pick this. We'll give it a small chop. Whoa. The garlic skin. Sticking on there. I hate chopping rosemary because it just tries to go everywhere. And so I do these like really small chops, but it still just flies around the cutting board. It's not until you get it like a little bit chopped up that it just doesn't go everywhere. What a crazy herb. Okay, that's like a teaspoon. A teaspoon of chopped rosemary is good enough for me. Now it's gonna take a little bit of time to pick the thyme. These sprigs are so small. Just worry about picking the really like tough stems off. If it's too small to even take the stem out, I think you'll be okay. You can just chop it up. Rosemary is a weed, and it does, yeah, grow like one too. It'll take over a big part of your garden if you don't control it. Keep it pruned. I think the worst herb to grow in a garden, though, not in a pot, is mint. Because mint will take over and you won't know it because the root system, like, they travel underground with mint. And so then it'll just randomly start popping up and then it's too late. Because it's already built up all of that stuff underneath the soil that you can't see. Just the worst ever. The devil's plant. So always grow mint in a pot. It's a zonal plant. That is a new word to me. Or new designation. It travels. Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, lots of like first-time gardeners will make that mistake. Just put mint right in their garden like, hey, I'm gonna grow mint this year. Oh, you're gonna have mint for the entire rest of your life and your neighbors' lives. I couldn't even give it away fast enough. Some of these pieces of thyme are kind of soggy, so just watch as you're picking it. After this, we're cleaning Brussels sprouts. Shouldn't take too long. I'm not making a lot of them for myself. Like I said, they were expensive. 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts from the store cost more than the chicken today. And yeah, only in pots 4 feet off the ground, because like it'll actually travel from the pot and send a shoot into the soil if it's like living by soil. That's so true. Oh, mint. Hi, Walter Melon. How are you? Welcome. Okay, next up, I think we're done with chopping now, so I'm just gonna wash my knife to get like the garlicky flavor off. You have lived the mistake. I as well, friend. I as well. And this is why we talk about it, right? So others don't have to. Okay, we got our mustards going in now. If you guys want to know, this is my chicken over here. Chicken. Okay, let's squeeze our mustard packets in. This was like from a meal kit delivery. I thought I would use these up since they're chilling in the fridge. So we have 2 creamy Dijon and then 1 grainy because I really like grainy Dijon. So I guess that's my own spin on the recipe. Something about mustard and chicken though goes so good together. So one of my favorite meals still to this day that my mom would make is a Martha Stewart roasted chicken recipe where you literally will just take yellow mustard and then mix in like a bunch of rosemary and thyme and then lemon. And then you just rub the whole chicken down in that like herb mustard and roast it whole. And put all your root veggies around the outside. Seriously, such a good recipe. And like by the time the chicken's done cooking, the mustard makes this beautiful crust on the skin, and it doesn't taste like mustard, which is so crazy. Because like this mustard is quite strong. It goes with everything. Almost. And so you can prepare pork the same way. You can prepare beef in the same way too. Even lamb probably, I would say. So many things you can prepare with like this mix just right here. Mustard, garlic, and herbs. And then salt and pepper, obviously. But now we're gonna take it one step further. Just a little oil to help this cover. Don't need a lot. Because there's chicken fat already on there, right? Mustard and chocolate? Yeah, that one's a bit questionable, it's true. And then our honey. Don't know how much it is to put, so I am gonna reference the recipe. 1/4 cup of honey. So same amount of honey as mustard. That's easy to remember. Why would you hate to admit it? I love Martha Stewart. She's a legend still. It's a very nice Dutch oven. You're happy with the product. I'm gonna stop there. Let's just get a small whisk. Your watch says snow is coming. My forecast said possible ice pellets this afternoon. No snow still though. Possible ice pellets. I was like, glad I'm not going anywhere. Mustard and salad dressing, yep. Okay, mustard with like savory foods though goes with a lot of things, especially meats. An 8-quart enamel. Dutch ovens are life, hey? So I think we'll just season the chicken thighs on their own. What am I feeling? No, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We'll pour this over and kind of rub it in. And then we'll season the thighs separately and spread them out. I think that'll be easier. It's in Yorkshire at the moment. It's making its way over. Imagine how good this sauce is gonna be. Really nice consistency though, mixing everything together. It totally emulsified the honey and the mustard and the oil. Just scraping out all the goodness. And then we also know anything with honey, we have to watch when we bake it so that it doesn't brown too quickly. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use my hands. We can wash them after. If this grosses you out, you can put gloves on, but I'm just cooking for myself, so I'm not worried. Give it a massage. I really wanna get like some of the flavors underneath. You could also do this with a whole chicken, would be good. I really like that I added the grainy mustard in. I think we're gonna spread them out like this too. Kind of offset them when we bake it. Dutch oven carnitas, deadly. Did you stream it? I got a bit of marinade on my cutting board, watch out. Give it a good wash afterwards. Just kind of spread it out. Everyone's always so grossed out when people like use their hands to cook, but why do you think that they're like on our body? To me, your hands are like built-in tongs. That is how we're taught. It's just an extension of yourself. Okay, that's all the goodness. Oh yes, I even opened my own advent calendar today. I forgot about it the first 2 days, and then I got so excited. I was FaceTiming Sam this morning, so I opened it. Tomorrow though, if I forget, remind me. And we'll do the Lego advent calendar together. You didn't do it on stream, you started it too late and have guests coming over. Nice though. I love hosting dinner parties like that. Or lunches. Okay, hands are all washed up. Good to go. What are we gonna do next? Season it up. And then those just have to go in the oven, that's it. I'm also gonna just wipe this little bit of the edge that I messed up. That is such a good point too. I think I saw that on TikTok. Someone talking about like gloves with food preparation. It actually keeps the bacteria like on your hands and can build it up, right? Because of the warmth and the moisture. So are gloves really better? Because like a lot of people don't even change their gloves. That's even scarier. You should definitely do those carnitas on stream, Waltermelon. Carnitas on stream is always a go. Doesn't matter what day. Everyone's always in. Good layer of salt and pepper on top here. One rule about salt when you're cooking is you could always add more of it. You can't take it away once it's already put on there. So if you are not confident with your seasoning abilities, err on the side of caution. 6 minutes until you take the lid off of the gluten-free bread. I love that part of the baking process. I'm gonna go pretty heavy salt layer on the top here because I'm not gonna season underneath. And then this heavy layer of salt here should build up a really nice crust. with the honey and the mustard and the garlic and the herbs. Basically like a good pinch of salt on each piece. Almost like a teaspoon, I would say. These thighs are massive. Really, really large. But I'm so excited. That means they're gonna be good. Yeah, when you take the lid off, you smell it. Okay. That's it. Our honey mustard chimkin. Just gonna put that over to the side. It's good to go. Put a couple of things away and then I'll grab the Brussels sprouts out. I think I'll just put the honey away. Because I believe we're gonna be putting olive oil on the Brussels sprouts to roast. And then I have the parchment there still. So yeah, we're good. Brussies. This is one job in the restaurant I would always love to do, is cleaning the Brussels sprouts. A lot of people hate doing the tedious tasks like this. I don't know, I just kind of zone into it. Just zoned into it. Here's this. I'm just gonna take a really quick bathroom break before we start this. BRB, don't go anywhere. Hi. You love sprouts? Me too. Wait, Annie, you don't clean your Brussels sprouts? How do you prepare them then? You just roast them whole with the stem on and everything? Cut them in half and roast them. Do you eat the stem or you cut it off afterwards? Sometimes you'll cut them off. These ones look kind of poopy, so we'll definitely cut them off. But I will say there's been some Brussels sprouts in my life that you could probably get away with not cutting the stem off. I was also very particular when I picked all of these out at the store. Because we were paying by weight, right? So I tried to like pick off anything bad that I would pay extra for just to throw out when we get home. These are the things that I think of when I am grocery shopping. So then let's prepare another sheet pan. I'll just pop a sheet of parchment on real quick while I'm back here. They look pretty big. Yeah, they're like a nice medium large size. They're definitely not on the smaller size. I don't like when they get too large though, because then I feel like you clean a lot off of them and like you're wasting some of it. So I'm just gonna put this pan beside me. And then as we clean the Brussels, it's just beside me, like sitting over the sink because I don't have a ton of room. As we clean them, we can put them on there. So these are the steps that I usually take. So I'll always cut the bottom part off first and then like put the kind of cleaned Brussels sprout back here. So we make a little discard pile. So one thing we're taught in culinary school is the most efficient way to prepare anything, this goes with a lot of things in your life, is to do tasks in repetition. So anytime there's a step where it's like, okay, we're gonna cut the bottom off first and then we gotta cut them in half next, we're not just gonna cut the bottom off and then cut them in half. We're gonna cut all of the bottoms off and then go back and cut all of the halves. So I've, like, typically in a restaurant will be cleaning around 25 to 50 pounds of Brussels sprouts for like a day or two. Well, this is only 2 pounds worth, so think about how long it would take to clean 25 to 50 pounds. Like, it's a case is 25 pounds usually. No, yeah, if you don't crisp the leaves up, I don't want the sprouts either. So that's our small little discard pile so far. I like to keep a lot of the leaves. If they're like clean, free of blemishes and dirt, I'll keep those and roast them up together. But anytime the leaf is like discolored and weird looking, just peel it and put it into the other pile. If it looks sus, get rid of it, is like a general rule I have. And I have grown Brussels sprouts, and that is a very cool adventure as well. If you've never seen how they grow like a tree on this big stalk. And then you cut all the little Brussels sprouts off. You buy frozen sprouts. Those are like my least favorite texture-wise, but if that is what you have access to, I mean, then you're gonna use it, right? Emmanuel, thank you for the follow. Has anyone bought the stock with the sprouts on them? I think you'll find that in places like Whole Foods and like fancier stores. I got this stock with the sprouts on them from like the farm when I was volunteering at the organic farm. So that was really cool. That was my first endeavor into like where Brussels sprouts come from. Wegman has them like that? Okay, so maybe someone in the States can go pick some up. I'm just trimming this off. It didn't look good, so I thought I would just trim it. Okay, we're almost picked completely through. A lot of these are really nice. I haven't picked that much off. Ooh, what are we uncovering here, though? As I say it, a lot of these are really nice. I think this entire one is just gonna go in the trash because there's like mold inside of there. But I am not gonna worry about trying to pick through. That seems like somewhere that I don't want to go. These little like orange little things at the bottom of them. I feel like they're like bug larvas. Bug larvas. What's a bit of extra protein, right? Yeah, Valk, you bought sprouts on this stock from the farmer's market. Were they that much more expensive, did you find? Those look good. If it's a small blemish on the leaf, it's not bad. But if it looks like kind of rotten and it's not gonna taste good, definitely get rid of it. Sometimes you'll even like pick off the outer leaf and it looks perfect, and then a leaf on the inside looks weird. That's also why we go over these things. Okay, I think that's good. So this is my little discard pile. Remember, we're paying for this. Hi, Crazy Alice's. Good to see you. Have I seen Brussels sprout sliders? No. Brussels sprout sliders. Look at this garbage can lid. What is going on here? Thank you, Annie. Chilling with my homies, for sure. We know some of these people. Thank you. He says, let's get that counter up. I think that's the last one. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs to our wonderful community, Annie. Yeah, we know some of these usernames, maybe even all of them. King Hiskak, I've seen that before. Sci-Fi Hobo, 2 months in a row. We got Flower the Talking Flower. I've seen them in person. Grandma Wonka 55 and Kermit's Hoodie. Welcome back to the crew, everyone. You gotta support. Okay, so now I'm just cutting this in half. And like, we're gonna use all those nice leaves. I just go right in half through the bottom of the stem is like what I'm watching for. And then I also made sure as I was picking the Brussels sprouts, because they were all loose, that I picked ones that were all similar size. So that when we go to cook them in a little bit, ooh, there's a bad leaf that we found. They're all gonna cook at the same rate, which is a pretty important one. You don't want some of the Brussels sprouts to be overcooked and then some of them crunchy, right? If you have a bunch of small and large ones mixed. I don't think I got that one. It's discolored, so I'm just cleaning it up. And then these usually take about 15 to 20 minutes to roast in the oven. Not a very long cook time. But yeah, we're gonna roast these early today with just some oil, salt, and pepper. And then we make a sauce for these on the stove top. Kind of while they're cooking, let's say. A couple more leaves are discolored that I saw. That's all of them though, so that's gonna be probably like 3 portions of Brussels sprouts for me. Because when we roast things, we know it shrinks a little bit, right? You don't get as much yield in the end. I think Stream Elements is having a day. Is my entire countdown timer for my starting soon didn't work today. And then yeah, I'm noticing the whole sub thing didn't update either. And then I tried to like reopen the Stream Elements browser page during stream and it was just like a white blank page. So I don't know if they're still having issues with those hackers or what. But it seems like it's just non-stop lately. Was there a recent update? Yeah, I always check on my OBS first thing to see if there's updates, but it said there wasn't. I know last week their site was down and then their Discord also got hacked. But apparently they fixed things. Okay, so olive oil. Yeah, they got breached, exactly. Good amount of oil for roasting any vegetable so it doesn't dry out. Got our salt and pepper again. We don't have to go crazy with any other seasonings because we're gonna make a separate sauce for this later. So we'll just sprinkle everything over, toss it together, lay it all out in one nice layer. And honestly, maybe I'll even get the oven on right away so they can start roasting. And then we'll just finish them by tossing them in the pan later with the sauce so that our chicken and our squash and potatoes can roast in the oven since there's only 2 racks. Hitch is on. He's in Korea, right? Okay, so what is this? Brussels sprout Cut the cooked Brussels sprout in half, put a piece of cooked bacon and brie with onion jam. Yum. I was trying to think of like how this slider would be. I would eat that. 100%. That sounds really good. It is such a good appetizer too. Brussels sprouts with bacon. I was gonna do maple bacon Brussels sprouts, but then I found this other recipe. I was like, I think I need to try this instead. So I've had maple bacon Brussels a lot of times. It's like such a staple. You were just chatting with Hitch? Okay, so all of the little like leaves and stuff, I try and keep in the center of the pan. And then because there's not a ton of these, I think I'm just gonna flip all of the cut ones over. Because this is how they get really nice and like caramelized and good color when you roast them. Who dis? Annie, thank you for gifting the sub to Crazy Alice's mom. 5 months in a row, welcome back to the crew. You don't really have to do this step. This might just be my OCD, but I want to see how they turn out. Not like it took us that long anyways. And then yeah, we just want to keep our leaves around the center of the pan. Otherwise I find they burn really quick if we leave them around the edge. And that's it. And then the leaves will get kind of crispy. Well, really crispy, not just kind of crispy. Now it updated. So weird, Annie. So weird. We won't think about it. And we do want these nice and like crisp. So I've always found that you have to roast Brussels sprouts at a high heat. So I'm gonna say between 425 Fahrenheit and 450. Let's see what the recipe says. They said 500, see? And they preheated the baking sheet. So they had their oven at 500 F. And they threw like just the sheet pan without the parchment in first while they were prepping. So the pan's really hot. And then they put the Brussels sprouts on the pan, hot out of the oven. Just to get more browning, right? And then they say to rotate throughout the roasting, but I don't think we have to take that step. But let's turn on the oven because it is going to take a while to heat it up that high. I'm going to go a 450 on my end for baking temperature, and then we'll just wait for it to heat up. Let's just put this on the side. And then what do we got next? It's like rolling right along. We do like it crispy. Banana bark is complete. The chicken thighs are marinated. The Brussels sprouts are cleaned. We're gonna roast them. Oh yeah, so you wanna toast some walnuts here. So the Brussels sprouts are finished with some walnuts and then a gochujang brown butter sauce. So let's just get a small roasting thing to put our walnuts in. And I've also been loving my roasted walnuts in my yogurt parfait bowls in the morning. So I had some extra ones from stream from the weekend. We always keep our nuts in the freezer. So we'll get those going so that they can go in the oven with the sprouts. And then that's another thing off the list. Good amount of walnuts still to use up too. The roast. I always just like do one layer of nuts to roast. No matter what I'm making. So I'll always like eat the extras throughout the week. Those will take probably less than 10 minutes if we're doing a really high oven temp. I love that you have the Bon Mama jelly calendar, the advent calendar. No! You cut open the English muffin, you sliced your fingy? What jam are you using? What jam was it today? Hi Weasel, how are you? Okay, let's put this by the stove, by the sprouts. Toast the nuts. And then from here, I'm just gonna read over the butter sauce. It is an important question. What is the jam? Okay. It says cook butter in a pan, swirling occasionally until it is browned. Remove from the heat, stir in gochujang, maple syrup, and salt and pepper. And then you just mix the Brussels sprouts with that. So we're just gonna make the whole sauce in the pan and then have it hot when we're almost ready to serve. This will be one of the last things that we prepare today while everything is finishing in the oven. And we just combine Brussels sprouts, walnuts, and ooh, a little bit of scallion. We got a sliced green onion, so I'll write that. Maybe we'll do it next. So that's good to go. Sliced green onion. And that's it. And you can grate a little bit of lemon zest on top, it says, if you want. Okay, we'll slice the green onion, and then afterwards we will get into our scalloped squash dish. I'm so excited. You're eating day one because you're late? I forgot the last 2 days too. White nectarine peach and lemon verbena. Today's jam was strawberry with something else. Those all sound good. Strawberry with something else. I'm in. Just a couple green onions is all we need. Let's do 2. These looked so nice at the store this week. Perfection, basically. Okay, so I put this like ad monitor up on my OBS, and it honestly looks like we have an ad on stream like every 2 minutes. What is going on here? Because that is not the settings that I set. Hello? Let's make these kind of fancy. The cat's like, can you stop moving today? Thanks. Today's a day that we don't move. Too cute. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these on the bias so that it's a bit more fancy. But we're still going nice and thin. These are so like fresh and crisp. These might be like some of the nicest green onions I've ever used. Whoa. Okay, just get in a small container for our garnish, and then we'll just pop those in the fridge for now. And then I think it's mandolin time for the veggies. They sound really crispy, right? Crispy and juicy. Watch the fingies, always. You prefer violins instead of mandolins? Would you know that from experience? I'm just wiping off the green onion flavoring from the wooden board. Yeah, we prefer cellos. Oh, us. That's all we can really say on that one. Okay, I'm getting some things out. We got squash, onion, I think more garlic. More garlic. This is for the scallops. The fish? No, the potatoes. Okay, that. What else? We need to grate some cheese. That looks so good. They make so much. I'm gonna make such a small amount. Scallops? Scalloped squash, and I might throw in a couple small golden potatoes to go in there just to bump up the amount. I'm doing scalloped butternut squash instead of these scalloped sweet potatoes. So that gets roasted at 400 too. Okay. Veg, garlic, shallot or onion, butter, thyme, cream, and cheese. Now we're getting somewhere. Butter, thyme, cream, and cheese. So we make a little sauce. They recommend a Parmesan. So I think we should do the aged Gouda. I have a small container of some already. Let's build the sauce things first. Cheese is life along with garlic. Yeah, so you need half a cup of cream or milk, actually, they say. But I have that cream to use up, so we will. Aw, thank you, Josie. I'm glad you could be here today. I've just been like in such good mood lately. I don't know if it's like the whole walking outside every day. Maybe I'm just happy to be here with everyone. We don't know. I don't have Samo home, so at least you guys can keep me company. It's something I look forward to every weekend. Yeah, cheese, garlic, and pie is life. To some people, it is. Right? It's such a good way to start the day, Dust. It's like such a crazy feeling walking around and there's like nobody else around except animals. Like, am I the only one that lives in this whole world? It's the best part. I know, guys. I know I didn't stream for almost 8 weeks. You're probably like, did she fall off the face of the earth? That was some tough times, honestly. Now I'm rebelling, though. Okay, our handy-dandy garlic press will be had. Let's just put that over there for now. Do I have to trim that off? Yes. That clove got kind of dried. And then next, I think we'll use all of this onion. I'll just cut it nice and fine for the sauce. Peel it up. I always find onions last longer in the fridge if they're not peeled. I'm happy to be back too. Okay, I'm gonna turn this way because it'll just sit a little bit nicer for me. And then after we're done the onion here, I'm gonna go see if the oven is hot yet. And we can put the Brussels sprouts in and we can toast the walnuts. This onion is flying. Look at this weird piece that was on the side. What the heck? I hate when onions do that. Who made the shape of an onion? Come on. Why does everything have to be round? Why can't it be square? But anyways, if you find your onion like is weird shaped, just kind of cut back through it, whatever. By the time the sauce is made, it's all gonna be melted together anyways. Right? Let's get the square onions going. Come on. Be so much easier. Okay, when it starts to like fall down like that though, I will let it. Just so we don't cut ourselves. Just slice like a little bit more through. It's making me cry if you couldn't tell. A bit mean. But we'll show it who's boss. Okay, these pieces? Like, are you joking me? I'm just so happy to be here. Just a bit emotional. Emotional roller coaster right now. It's not the onions. That's how you clear your sinuses out, I would say. Okay, so I'm gonna assume we start the sauce with butter. Get a small little pot. And we'll come over to the oven to get my fan on. I'm just gonna open the window a little bit more. We'll see if I need to get my cooking fan going today for the smoke detector. See what kind of airflow we got. Okay, that. We can just press the garlic into the pot when it's cooking. But let us just grab a little bit of butter so that we can make this delicious sauce. Yeah, I'm crying because they're gonna fire me. No, they were trying to make me resign, so it's even dumber. It's like you can't just force somebody to resign from your job. You're firing me, and so you should pay me out. How much butter? I don't know. I guess that's why there's a recipe, but I don't usually measure it. 4 tablespoons? That looks about right. After this, I gotta blow my nose again. Help! I need help! And then we'll leave this butter out, because we need to make a brown butter sauce. Yeah, right? No chef. You aren't a chef of mine if there's no butter around. Did they fire me? No. They are trying to make me though. Just 1 sec, I gotta blow my nose. I can't even explain this yet. Okay, the sinuses are cleared for like 5 days now. But yeah, I got an email this morning being like, if you don't respond to this email by 2 p.m. on Saturday, or if you don't show up for your shift on Tuesday, December 5th, that is an automatic resignation from the company. I'm like, bruh, that ain't how it works. Trust me, I've been around the block a bit. So I didn't even message back. I just texted my like actual boss, the highest up one. And we just kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, I saw the email. Don't worry. I'll have a meeting with you on Monday. So I was like, I guess we have to do my exit interview before I resign. And so I knew he'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not quite time to lawyer up. Nah, I know how to play this game too. I've been in the restaurant industry long enough. I just wish I didn't have to, you know? Kind of disappointing. I'm not even mad, I'm just disappointed. Okay, let's come on in. We're going in the pot. There is butter in there. It is disgusting. It's like, do you honestly think that your staff member is gonna want to return to work if you've told them that they are resigning? I don't think so. I don't think that's how it's gonna work. So I'm playing the game for, honestly, my entire staff that I worked for and with. Because I know what they've went through too. And no one else stood up for themselves, but I did. Bring these onions over. Then once we get everything in the pot, I'll put the stuff in the oven. When I sent my text to my boss today, I literally felt like I was like messaging my dad, being like, Dad, this person's being like mean, right? That's honestly how I felt. But I was like, I don't even care. This is ridiculous. That's good, Bonk. I'm glad you're getting somewhere. There's a saying that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I think this saying still stands. Okay, this is gonna take a little bit to cook. We'll get a touch of color on it, but a lot of times the sauce for a scalloped potato should be really nice and white. So don't brown your onion and garlic too much. The squeaky bard may also get the lard. You won, Josie, and 12 others benefited. See? It is so true. Yeah, the hierarchy. Because, like, we had a meeting about the process of escalation. Because, like, all of the kitchen staff kept going to the client above our boss. But still, we don't follow it. Because it's easier, so I talk about this for anyone.
Hi, everyone. Miss you.
That's Sam on the walkie-talkie from None of It. It's good to talk about this because not a lot of people actually know the like laws pertaining to employment. So your job will always force you to quit if you've been there a year or more, because they have to pay you out severance if they fire you. Because I don't have any like marks on my record, let's say my employee record for working there. I have no strikes against me for doing anything wrong, so they have no basis to fire me. Which is why it's such a tough process when I do push back. Okay, let's do a bit of salt just to help these onions cook. Yeah, it's extortion. It's extortion. And like, I know a lot of the other people I work with, they don't have experience with that stuff, so they'll just like do whatever they are told. That ain't me at all. Whew, okay, that oven's really hot. Brussies are going in. I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer. And then I'm gonna set actually a 5-minute timer for the walnuts. Let's just set a 5 minutes so that we check those. We're toasting the nuts, and then we'll reset it afterwards. That's nuts, Katniss. But yeah, there are definitely protections for discrimination. Yeah, welcome to America, bruh. That's how I'm feeling too. We're fighting back, chat, against the patriarchy. We're fighting back. So this is my cream. It says about half a cup. I think I have that, maybe a little bit more. While I'm waiting on the onions, I'm just gonna pick a little bit of thyme. I'm not gonna chop it though, because it's going to infuse flavor into the sauce, so we just need the leaves. Way easier to force you to quit, and that's what they're doing, right? Putting me on an opposite rotation of my husband. So they're really trying to force my hand, but I am also good at playing this game. I just hate to do it. You know, when you just have like higher expectations of the whole scenario. Time for the time. We got a little time for that. Let's have a little stir. See what we got going on. That's like such a fine line to cross, and I'd really have that like guilt of people who actually like aren't able to have babies. Plus, I've always felt like if you lie in your life, it'll eventually catch up to you. So I'd always rather be honest. It's just easier. The truth always comes out. No matter what it is. That's something I've learned. That's crazy, yet it is. So they literally just like slowly dissolved your job, and now then you had nothing to do, so you basically quit. Not so. Easier than them firing you, right? I am a goody goody. Yes, it's something I'm working on, okay? It's how I was raised. I'm working on being better at being bad. Standing up for myself. Hey, I think it's almost time for some garlics. And I might add a little bit more butter, because that really disappeared into there. We need more butter. It's better with butter. And then when the sauce is done, we just have to slice our veggies, layer it in a baking pan. into the oven. Couple more tablespoons. Okay, I'm gonna start mincing the garlic with the garlic press since I haven't done that yet. Okay, I was wondering what that was. Stick it to the man. Such dirty practices, isn't it nuts? So that's like what I've been dealing with behind the scenes, literally since I've been home. We've been going back and forth, back and forth. Me trying to find a compromise, him saying you're resigning for like 2 months. Until finally, he definitely said the wrong thing. And I said, okay, this is the moment. Ah, my 5-minute timer is going off for the nuts. Hopefully they're not burnt, but I got garlic hands. We can't stop. We gotta finish it. When the timer goes off, I get so nervous because it vibrates my wrist. It's like we're gonna blow. It's like if I don't turn off the timer, bad things will happen. I really put garlic everywhere, but it's for a good reason. Okay, wait. We can't even stir it yet. Checking on the walnuts, they're not ready yet. Put another 5 minutes on, we're good. Okay, stir this. It's starting to brown. We're doing everything right at the perfect time. We have like almost as much onion and garlic as we do squash. Holy. Okay, in a moment I'm gonna put the thyme in there. The thyme. Okay, I also wanted to finish Okoke, what he was saying in the Netherlands. Have to pay you severance, allow you time to look for other employment? That's nutso. Copy and paste Canada's employment laws, right? It's like, do you want me to do this? I don't think so. I wouldn't. This is also true, Trev, so we should definitely keep our eye on it. Nuts go from like not being toasted to almost burnt in no time. For example, last week when we burned the coconut, and it only took 5 minutes to burn the coconut. Thai red curry, that's one of my faves. That sounds so good. Chicken, onion, bell pepper, cashews. I love cashew chicken. Fell in love with it in Thailand. Extra garlic in your paste. That sounds so delicious. It's curry season. It's curry season. It's soup season. It's stew season. How's our garlic and onion doing? Okay. Almost too far. Let's get the thyme in. I am gonna be a little bit fancy just because I have some white wine in the fridge that I'm trying to use up. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of white wine before we pour the cream in. And then watch when we stir this, it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop a little bit, maybe not too crazy. But yeah, usually fresh herbs when you stir them into hot stuff, it's this really lovely popping sensation. That one wasn't as bad. Okay, so let that cook a moment. Spread it back out. Judo, hi Judo, as well as Red Syrup. And Suki too. Everyone's in here. Hi Paloozer. Yeah, cashew chicken. Okay, ready? We're going in with the wine. Enough to cover the bottom of the pot, for sure. Right? We remember judo. What an honor. We're honored. You know how good that smells right now, that pot? Thanks, Annie. I knew you were going to. Gifting the sub to Judo. 13 months in a row. Lucky number 13. Yes. Nice, Mickey. You put wine in your gravy this evening. All the pros do it, if you didn't know. Okay, so we cooked the wine out a little bit, but I like wine flavor. So I always add my cream, like, not that long afterwards. And that way, like, everything can infuse together. My walnut timer went off. How many minutes did I have? 45 seconds, but look. If we would have left them in longer, it could have been burnt. So then usually from here, I'll take it out of that container and just pour it in a bowl to cool off. Because like Trev said, they can keep cooking in there. Okay, now we just need a new timer for the Brussels sprouts. And then I always just put my cream down in like a warm surface so that we can get the last out of the carton. And then that's gonna come up to a simmer. Just looking at my sprouts. Really nothing is coloring yet on those sprouts at all. So I'm definitely gonna do another 10 minutes and I'm gonna crank this oven up like it said. 490. Holy, that looks good. Okay, let's let that simmer come over. And we still have to grate a little bit of cheese before we slice our veggies for this. Usually the pros are drinking the wine too. It's okay, Judo. Never feel bad about doing life things. We know life happens. Trust me, I'm not always around either, right, chat? It almost does look like curry. Okay, so they recommend Parmesan. I'm just gonna use some aged Gouda. I have this little nubby here. This is to go in the sauce that we were making, but we always mix the cheese in at the end, right? So it doesn't stick to the bottom. Let's get our serrated knife again, because hard cheeses are hard to cut. And we don't want to chip our expensive knife, because it could happen. I mean, I've chipped a knife blade by cutting a carrot, so there's that. What if I try and like shave it really thin so it melts into the sauce easily? I'll grate it with a knife. That's like very intriguing looking. Almost looks like those crazy like waffle fries. This cheese is just so crumbly that it's hard to grate. So that looks good, like half a cup worth. I would microplane it too, but it's hard to just even cut a piece off without it crumbling. Ooh, one of the cheese knives? Wait. I do, but I don't think it would even work on this because it is that hard. I understand what you're saying. Okay, this one will just cut a little bit smaller with this knife. put that in the container to transfer over to the stove. Aged Gouda, 500 days. And then we did math yesterday with Palooza on stream because the date of package was on the cheese still. I think it was May 1st. So if it was aged 500 days on May 1st, and then yesterday was December 1st, it's like almost 3 years old, he said. It's like 700 and some days. We did the math. Yeah, all knives can be cheese knives. Okay. Whoa, I wasn't even looking. Ah, turn it down. Okay, the sauce is simmering. We can probably just shut it off now and mix the cheese in. Yeah, imagine a butter knife. The struggle would be real. Okay, ready? We didn't measure the cheese, we know this. How much cheese? That much. Don't ask questions. Just do it. Just give that a little stir, and then I think I'll just let it sit a moment to get that cheese softened. And then we'll finish bringing it together after. Turning this fan down. It's annoying me. It's annoying me. I believe that boiling over dairy, never a fun thing to do. It was 1 year, 10-month-old cheese. Thank you, Palooza. Do I like using a wire to cut cheese? I like it for things like goat cheese and stuff that are nice and soft, so you can get the nice rounds of like the goat cheese from the log. So there are moments where it is nice to use, but I don't have a cheese wire. Okay. Boop. We're coming back. Walnuts are cooling. Salt and peppers here. We got a butternut squash, which is very small, that we have to mandolin. This is what we are baking in. So the same pan that we had the walnuts, we're gonna layer our squash with probably a couple golden potatoes too. A coat hanger for a cheese wire, you crazy wazy? I was gonna tell you our sneaky thing that we've used in kitchens before. I don't know why I went in here, you distracted me. Oh, for the potato. But like most restaurants don't have a cheese wire either, so you know what we'll use? Is like the mesh bags that onions come in? So we'll cut like a really long piece of that plastic mesh and wash it, and that's like our cheese wire. Yeah, basically a fishing line. Use these big potatoes today to fill it out. We'll just clean up some of the nubbins on there. But that should, like I always kind of just measure like this. That should fill it out. That looks good. Dental floss. Imagine if they used the minty flavored one. Mint cheese. I just need the potato peeler. Oh no. It's in the dishwasher, so I have to use the Roomies. How to use the Roomies peeler. After one use, I used this this week earlier, I think, to peel something. It was like fully wrapped. It's literally already rusted, and I used this thing once. It's like, oof, they really don't make things to last these days. It's like, I literally just broke his peeler. Add some flavor into there. A bit of extra iron, right? That's why I like my Swiss Mar peeler. Had it for so long and it's not rusty or nothing. Ooh, I didn't see that little blemish there. Definitely peel that off. Okay, this is like ready to go, that piece. It's ready to go for the mandolin. And then just to prepare these potatoes. Did I dry it off after? I didn't. I just came out of the dishwasher like that. Because, like, I read on the thing that it was dishwasher safe. Because my other one is too the same style. So I just cut those so that they can go on the mandolin really nice. So I'm just gonna go grab that. And then I do actually have a new set of cut gloves that we brought home. I'm excited to use those with everyone today. Just gonna give this a little rinse-a-roo. I can't remember the last time I used it, so let's probably take some dust off. Oh, they are like kind of white. These are gloves that we use at work. It's like mandatory that we use these at work under like rubber gloves. I just want to see these ones. Make sure they're still good. I think these were Sam's. So it's mandatory that any person that like cooks in a kitchen at a camp, you have to wear special cut gloves. And I never wore them, like ever, unless I was using the meat slicer. Okay, that's the timer for the Brussels sprouts, 1 sec. Ooh, they are starting to brown a bit. Let me just take them out. I want to make sure that they're not going soggy on us. I think I might just finish these under the broiler when our sauce is almost ready. Because feeling them, they feel like perfectly cooked. They're just not as browned as I like. So we'll just finish this under the broiler. One of the last things we do. So those are good then, we can say. I'm just gonna turn the oven off for now, but it'll stay warm. We know this. So just put those brussies over to the side. Maybe I won't leave them on the burners because I know a lot of ovens like exhaust heat through one of the back burners, so I don't want it to make them mushy. Yeah, these are like builder's gloves. This is honestly what we use when we worked like house restoration. You have a Cutco veggie peeler? Yeah, my brand is Swiss Mar, and I have found that that's the best one. You always want to try butternut squash soup, but you know your family would hate it? How come? We made a butternut squash soup not long ago on stream, and it was actually my favorite thing ever. I make it every year, at least once a year. Okay, so now we're safe. We can get our slices on the mandolin. This is already peeled, by the way. It just looks dry. It's like half prepped for us already. These are the remnants from last week's stream. So that's what we're gonna get. Really nice thin slices. Just keep them all together like that too. It's easier. I think it's easy if I kind of turn this. So just go slow and controlled. You have some picky eaters? Dang. Because, yeah, butternut squash is awesome. I don't think I could live without it. It's one of my favorite squashes. You dislike them, Judo, but you want to try spaghetti squash? Spaghetti squash is awesome. I usually like to make it with, like, some meatballs, too. Roasted garlic meatballs with a homemade sauce. And then the squash is like such a good way to eat it. And like, you know, it's not pasta, but it's a nice different alternative if you're trying to be healthy. Oh shit, Sambo's water truck is all fixed up. Someone blew the head gasket on it. It wasn't this guy. So now they were fixing one of his trucks. Okay, now we use our palm when we get to the end. Just this little bit left. Wow, it's deceiving how much you get once you slice it. I suppose we'll just start layering in here and then see if we even have to top it up with these potatoes. Oh, that's the problem, Judo, is that you don't have access to a spaghetti squash. Dang. The flavor of spaghetti squash is definitely mid. Like, it really doesn't taste like much. Okay, so apparently we just layer this like this. Slicing this really nice and thin, it will also help it cook quicker. If some of the slices are small, you can kind of like spread them out layered like that. I don't think we'll need the potato. I should have spread it out like that from the start, shouldn't I have? That looks so cool. I know they always say to like not play with your food, but imagine like serving this at Christmas time. Okay, I'll spread this out too up there. I'd also still like always have potatoes though, like regular potatoes, even if you are serving squash. Because yeah, like we're finding out in chat, not everyone loves squash the way that some of us do. People call every squash there just pumpkin. Otherwise, they just think it's like decor. That's so cute. Yeah, spaghetti squash, that's a good one, Red Syrup. Is on par with like zucchini noodles. I remember that phase. I was laughing because I've been like kind of downsizing my pantry again. I do it at least once a year, usually twice. And I saw the like zoodle spiral maker and I was like, oh, I remember that time in my life. Squash casserole. Same with like sweet potato, right? So this recipe is actually made with sweet potatoes. But I'm using squash instead because I had it in the fridge. It's the same but different sort of scenario. Look how much we ended up with once we sliced it, too. Push it closer together. Then we're just gonna pour the sauce over. And bake it. I need to sneak this little piece in? I think so. So the chicken and this should cook at the same rate. Keyword should. I've never made either of these recipes before, so we shall find out. A butternut squash soup recipe, that's so good, Annie. I know you've seen mine that I always make with like the coconut and ginger. So heckin' healthy and delicious. Gotta make more room for the last couple of these. Leeks, yum. Your new technology in the room, hello. Michael Doherty Fitness? Do I know this person? Why do I feel like I know this name? Welcome. We're just, should I call this like shingling? I don't know what to call this. We're making our beautiful squash layers for our scalloped dish. Whether it's potatoes or squash, it doesn't really matter. My OCD is satisfied and I hope yours is too. Shingled squash. So then we didn't need these. So I'll just wrap those up nice and tight. Or we can put them in like water. Put them in the fridge. I guess I have some breakfast potatoes to use up. Hassle backing. Almost, hey? That's the beauty of a mandolin. So I think it's really important because we didn't season the sauce really at all. To definitely get some pepper over this before we bake it. And let me turn the oven back on to 400 Fahrenheit. Then we'll get some salt over this. And then we'll pour the sauce. You need to come closer, I think. Okay. Honeycombing? Almost. The way that I peeled it. You should be scared of your mandolin. That's like a general rule of thumb. Everyone should be scared of sharp things. Because those sharp things, they don't have feelings, and we do. Okay, that looks good. Don't go too crazy. Yeah, Tetrising? I don't even know what word we should use. Okay, it got like a little film just sitting on the stove top. There's also some aged Gouda cheese in here. I'm just gonna grab a spoon so that we can scrape all the goodness. I made a lot of sauce. Like, I think more than the recipe called for because I didn't follow the recipe. One thing about veggies when we cook them is they're gonna release some moisture as well. I think I'll stop there. Because we can always add more sauce later if we find that it is dry. But soupy, scalloped potatoes of any sort are not the greatest. And because there is no roux or anything like that in here, there's nothing that's gonna really like make it thickened by the time it cooks. So I think that's gonna be good, for sure. And then what do they say? They cut their potatoes way thicker than mine and they made like a massive casserole. So they say 50 to 60 minutes, but I'm gonna say like 30 minutes on this at 400 Fahrenheit. So here's the squash. Thanks for saying it looks good. Because like if you were just popping in, you'd be like, what the heck is that in the pan? And then the chicken's been marinating in the back. This is the second thing we did on stream today. So it is garlic, thyme, rosemary, honey, olive oil, salt, and pepper on the chicken thighs. And it's bone-in, skin on. I'm thinking both of these will kind of cook at the same rate. And then we can just finish the Brussels sprouts as this is going. We're getting close to the end. I just gotta fix my one oven rack because it's really high close to the broiler. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll just pop the chicken up there. Will it fit? It will fit. Okay. And then we'll put this one in the middle. Whoa. And then we'll set a 15-minute timer to check it. I'm so used to using convection ovens at work that sometimes when I use an oven at home, it feels like there's nothing on because you don't hear the fan going. Like, am I actually even cooking anything right now? Blue cheese? I honestly feel like it could be good in there too. I don't know why. If I hang out in John the Young's channel, you might know me from there. I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, we're both Canadian. But maybe that is where I've seen your name from then. Welcome. Welcome, friend. Thank you for supporting your Canadian creators. Put some feta on there. Yes, please. I was actually talking to Mish about Danish cheese last night. We were chatting on Instagram. Because one YouTuber I've been like obsessed with is she's from Iceland, but she lives in Copenhagen right now. Like every video, they're eating buns with this cheese on it when they go to a cafe. So I asked Misha, I was like, what is this? What are they even eating? Okay, let me clean these couple things up while we're waiting. Just gonna wrap those potatoes, I think. Not gonna put them in water. And then I think we're done with the olive oil. I'll pop that away. You think you could enjoy the squash with feta even though you don't like that either? I guess there is only one way to find out, hey? But yeah, squash is yummy with creamy things. You really can't go wrong with bread and cheese. And the cheese looked like it was Gouda. So that's why I asked. I was like, are you eating Gouda in Denmark? But it's called Danbo. It's called Danbo. Now we know. I love bread too. I'm not giving up. Eventually in my life, I'm gonna eat wheat again. Wheat, not weed. Gosh, get your mind out of the gutter. I ain't giving up. Oh, snap. Bonk's partying. Going to karaoke after party with the... Or after the band tonight. Fun. Bob, how are you doing? Welcome in. I do love bread and cheese too. Yeah, where's my fellow gluten-free peeps? We're in here. We're here. Okay, let me see this recipe for the sprouts. Cook butter in a small saucepan over medium-low heat, swirling until it is browned. And then we take that off of the heat and stir in gochujang and maple syrup, and that's it. And then we have our walnuts that we gotta chop still. You've been here since I started marinating the thighs, but he was just listening. Well, I appreciate you, Bob. So he didn't miss much, is what he's saying. Need a scrounge in here, the very back. Who designs these cabinets? I don't know, but it's quite ridiculous. A small pan. Josie. Okay, switch this out. We'll use this other smaller burner. Really put garlic everywhere on the stovetop today. Gonna be a pain in the butt to clean. Okay, come on over. We're gonna make our gochujang brown butter. How much butter? They use 3 pounds of Brussels sprouts. I use 2. And I use 6 tablespoons of butter. I can't see this sauce being bad if there's extras. Yeah, corner cabinets. Just making the best of the unfortunate truth. It's my preferred way to clean stovetops that have these coils. I've never actually, like, cleaned the coil part before. My roommate usually does that. And he'll just take them all out. Like those little... the liner, let's say, part that gets really dirty. And he'll soak them in the sink with, like, soap and water. And then throw them in the dishwasher and they come, like, kind of clean. But this is a rental, and you can definitely tell, like, whoever had this unit before just did not take care of their stuff. I'm gonna turn this on to medium heat. So, like, the amount of stuck things actually on the burners themselves is so much. I don't think we'll ever get it off of there. Just putting a bit more, I think that's enough now. But yeah, usually just take them all out like once a week. Give them a good soak and a scrub if you need to. Otherwise, I just wipe it down every day with soap and water. And yeah, that's the worst part. I found too, because I'd always be the one that, like, put everything back together. Is when you go to turn everything on after it's been washed, it smells and, like, smokes so bad. I would so choose a electric glass, like just a full glass top, over these coils any day. I think that's honestly one of my favorite cooking surfaces to cook on. Is, like, not even gas. But those electric glass stovetops, effortless to clean. So easy to just, like, move things around on the stovetop. You prefer the gas? I like it because it's quick. Like, literally immediate heat. But as far as cleaning a gas stove, I don't love. You're an induction fan now. Inductions are good. They suck for me streaming because they mess with my microphone. That's why I don't use those anymore. But yeah, that is also quick. It's funny how there's, like, no perfect way to cook, right? We like the glass top because it's easy to clean. We like the gas because it's quick. But we can't make the best of both worlds. Interesting. Okay, in the meantime, while I'm watching my butter, just going to chop up our toasted walnuts. Not going too fine either. We're not making nut dust. We're making pieces. Yeah, Bob's are gluten-free, Broheim. There's a couple of us now. Yeah, I do miss that. The control of gas at, like, the low temperatures. An outdoor wood oven. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know if it's the perfect way to cook, though, because you have, like, so much prep time ahead to get the oven going. So it might not be the most efficient. Definitely the most satisfying. Yeah, Ami's bread recipe is in Discord. At least I'm pretty sure he put it there, or did you just share it with me? I don't know if it has xanthan gum in it. I can't remember, but I've been saying I want to try it too. Yeah, it's buried in the midst, but you could always go search for it. Just grabbing the gochujang out. Also known as hot pepper paste at the Asian market, because there's nowhere on here that actually says gochujang if you are gonna buy it. Oh shit. Usually it's a flip lid. What happened? Was the roommate using it? Maybe. But yeah, usually it's a flip lid on here. Holy hell. I wasn't prepared. Someone was in there and it wasn't me. I love when there's like evidence of tampering. Swirl this butter. Help it along. Stop is having all kinds of sales lately. They're getting aggressive with it. Well, did you buy something? Roommate! He gets so concerned when I get mad at him, so I honestly never say anything. Because life honestly does just carry on, you know? Okay, I'm starting to smell really yummy things from the oven. Like garlicky bits. Okay, this is what I call the first foam. You can see how it's starting to look foamy on top with white bubbles. That's the first foam stage. This is also how I make clarified butter. Yeah, any bite marks left in the cheese? Should we check? I don't know. Yep, it's true, yeah. Clarified butter is just ghee. And if I know the price of ghee in the store, it's usually about $20 for a small jar, which is like a pound. You can make that at home yourself. Hi, Shutterbug. And thank you, welcome. Better late than never, we always say. The banana bark is in the freezer. It's frozen. Should we try it? It's the water. It's like the water, the whey, we should say. The buttermilk, if you will. That's the worst, Trev. Sleeping on your shoulder or back weird, and then it's just like stuck in a spot. Ouch. And it really hurts, yeah, when, cause like I've got my shoulder blade kind of stuck before. Every time you turn it, just boof, pain. Okay, we're coming up to the second foam, where the bubbles go clear. That's called the second foam stage. That's when you know you're getting close, so don't go anywhere. Thank you, Amy. Uploading your perfect gluten-free bread recipe into Discord. Did someone new join Discord? Valuable, welcome. Exciting. Sounds really good. I can't wait to try it. Okay, let me give this one more swirl and then we'll have a peek. It's definitely ready to go. Banana, peanut butter, chocolate, and flake salt. I can't wait to break the bark with you later, chat. Almost like baking or breaking bread. I messed up the joke myself. Okay, so now that we're at the second foam, those white bubbles break the bark. The white bubbles are going to cover all of the butter and like you won't really see underneath. That's why it says to keep swirling it. And then you'll notice like eventually it will go brown. You can see it's starting to cook onto the bottom of the pot or pan that you're using. And that's exactly what you want. So this has just been on medium heat the whole time. And then I'll quickly grab the maple syrup, because then we add the gochujang and the maple syrup into the butter. My gochujang is pretty like hard. It's getting quite aged. So I'll see if it mixes in properly or not. Also, timer's going off. That's a 15-minuter. Holy shit. Things are really sizzling in the oven. The scalloped squash is literally like bubbling up. The chicken is sizzling. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit then. Okay, look, it looks like nothing is even happening. And then this is gonna keep cooking. So I'm actually gonna turn this off now and take it off, because we mix the sauce in the pan. I just need a trivet. And then I'm also gonna reset my timer. Okay, so see the brown bits underneath there? I'm gonna put 10 more minutes on that timer. I'm gonna drop the gochujang in first. It's literally from 19 Diggity 2, if you couldn't tell. But the heat from the butter should soften it. We talked about gochujang on a stream before, but there's something so special about the flavor of Korean chili flakes. And this is what this paste is made from, is they're floral and kind of sweet. And so the flavor is not just like spice in your face. I'm just gonna give this a swirl so it can get kind of covered in the butter. My Otis small whisks. A true tragedy on today's stream. Just let me wash this really quick. Clarified butter and ghee are slightly different. Is ghee halal? Did I say it was from 1992? I said 19 Diggity 2 as like a joke. Just because it's getting like dried up. But thanks for paying attention. Is this even gonna like melt in? It's slowly getting like soft, as you guys can see. I think it actually worked really good. And yeah, thank you for saying that, Trev. I think I forgot. So it's like a fermented pepper. So yeah, it doesn't really go bad. Just gets funkier. And then a little dollop of maple syrup. And that's one thing with Brussels sprouts too, is like the sweet and salty flavor with Brussels sprouts. If you can add smoky in there too, the best. This was my scissor I'm using. I don't know if the gochujang is actually gonna mix in. I could throw this back on the heat since we didn't go too dark. And just see if I can actually get it mixed in. I didn't want to add any extra water to the butter sauce though, because then you're kind of like going away from the butter sauce. Okay, let's go back. I want to see what happens when we add heat. I don't know if we need more maple syrup. I suppose we'll see. Help! We need help! No, we don't. It's working. We need more heat. There we are. And then it's gonna kind of make the sauce red, right? Silly question, would brown butter be if you cook the butter even further? Yeah, you can go really dark with it. That's why I said we can go back on the heat. There is a certain point that brown butter becomes beurre noisette. is what we are taught in culinary school, which is like burnt butter, which is also actually used as a garnish on certain dishes. But you know it's gonna be a little bit bitter, right? Anytime you burn something or take it to that level of charcoal, I guess, it's gonna taste a little bit bitter. But that's called beurre noisette. But brown butter is not quite taken that far. So same kind of like rule as when we're salting things, right? We can always brown the butter more. But if we brown it too much at the start, well, you can't really go back from that, right? But this is looking fantastic. And I could only do this step because I didn't brown it too much at first. Kind of like how it's clumping. Like some nice spicy bits there. In your face. I'm gonna stop there because I don't really want it to caramelize with the maple syrup. So let's just leave that on the side, but that's how it turned out. Holy, hey? Obviously, I'm not gonna taste that right now because I'm not gonna burn my face off. And then we just have to broil the Brussels sprouts to finish. It smells really good in here, so I'm just gonna put these couple things away. And then we'll check on the oven things. Julia Child loved brown butter. I love brown butter too. It doesn't take that long just to take it that one extra step. I can't believe it isn't butter. I can't believe I went on a road trip with the gochujang. Almost. Just keep bringing all these things to the pantry with me for some reason. Broiled Brussels. Sounds really good. Where's our paring knife? I'm taking out the squash first and giving it a poke. I want to show you it too, because it looks kind of nuts right now. Look at that. Simmering, sizzling up. It's still pretty crunchy, but I'm gonna keep that same temperature on. It's like half cooked, but me oh my is that looking fantastic. Give that a sec. And then we'll check on the chicken too. The commercial with the tub of margarine talking. I think I remember that one too, Annie. You've never tried Parquet? My family's margarine brand was Imperial. What was yours? I know Sam's was Baysel. That's our chicken. The honey is caramelizing. Holy shnikey, it might actually be almost done. Just like me poking it, but I'm gonna put it back in because I think we can brown it more. It's looking good though. Okay, I'm gonna grab a plate that we're gonna use. It's coming quick. Yeah, Imperial was the crown. Imperial. The Fabio commercials for butter, I think so. Commercials were actually like hilarious back then. Now that we think of them. Like I laughed at a car commercial that I saw on YouTube yesterday. This is what it said. It was for an Acura MDX, which is like their SUV. All it said in the commercial, it showed the vehicle. It said 7 passenger seating, and then the car just sped by revving. And that was it. That's all they advertised. I was like, that is what you spent your money on? Thanks for the entertainment value. Your mom never used plastic butter. She didn't believe in the trend. Lucky Bob. I'm just loading up some water again. You guys should also have some water. You're probably not drinking as much as I am. Because that's what they told them. That's what the news said. Is margarine is healthier with butter. I've been down this rabbit hole before. And you, honestly, you don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna put 5 more minutes on my watch. Don't go down the rabbit hole of seed oils versus butter. If only it worked that way, Bonk. It's like, yeah, there is water in my coffee. What about lard? Lard is good too. The rabbit hole of oils. Oh, I was so disgusted. And I think it like hits more home here because a lot of the canola oil is produced in Canada, especially in the province we live in. It's like my whole childhood growing up, going out to the farm on my mom's side of the family. All you're doing is driving past canola fields. No, me neither. I really try. Like, I'm trying to just, like, use up what I have, and then I'm not gonna buy it again. I think I'd rather, like, render out pork fat from the butcher to use than to use seed oils. And why they are widely used now, a lot of people don't know this, is actually from, like, the World Wars. So there was this surplus of seed oils because those oils were originally used to run the vehicles during the wars. And then after the wars were done, there was this whole surplus. Well, let's just market it to the general consumer for actual food consumption instead. Yeah, it's rapeseed. Also known as rapeseed, you are correct. Either or, but then it's branded as canola oil, right? So it sounds better. So yeah, that's literally why we all eat seed oils. So just think about, like, the thing that is used in a machine to run it is also what you're putting in your body. I'm getting so excited for this. While we're waiting, should we get into the bark? I don't know. Kind of have this, like, hankering. Yeah, we are machines. It's true. Okay, this is the most fun part about the bark, is like breaking the bark. I'm so honored to be able to break the bark with you today, chat. Thank you for being here. This one side might get stuck. Okay, wait, I need a butter knife or something to get it unstuck, because I don't want to, like, make it not perfect. I eat also like a pretty high fat diet. I've just figured out that's what my body is happiest best. And like all of those fats mostly come from dairy, not oils. Okay, so we're loosened up. And all we're gonna do, because this is frozen now, so it's really nice and hard, is we're just gonna lift it up and then like kind of smash it and drop it back on the sheet pan, and it should kind of shatter. Let's see, because I've never done it with this before, but let's see. We gotta go quick while it's still cold. And it's gonna be loud, so be careful. It didn't break at all. Get the hammer. Okay, I could see it's not the breaking texture, but look at this. Look at that, though. As you can kind of just break it up like that. I really wanted to break it like a crazy person. Well, you never know if you don't try, right? Thanks for laughing. Don't worry, I don't get upset when you guys laugh at me. Just the salt and the banana alone together. is like such a good combo. Why does no one talk about salting banana? What the heck? It's so simple, you guys. Next week, we're also gonna make a healthy thing. Did you guys see those like homemade Twix bars? What the heck? This is literally like hitting all of the spots. It tastes like a Reese's cup. But like not the crappy version. That's so good. I'm so excited. Okay, my timer is like going crazy on my hand. 1 sec. Didn't really have to peek. So now we just pack that up in a container. Okay, the Reese's cups though don't really taste the same anymore, bonk. They added so much sugar into the chocolate. They took away from the peanut butter layer. Katniss, you can salt my banana. And then we just pack it up in a sealed container that can live in the freezer. You could use almond butter, cashew butter. Someone might even be as crazy to put a layer of like dulce de leche in the middle instead of peanut butter or a nut butter. Like caramel banana chocolate. I know, nuts. And they use butyric acid? What is that? Sounds like a word that we shouldn't be ingesting. Diet Snickers? I have. I've also wanted to make those. So I did pick up dates recently. But yeah, look at that. Could be something fun to like bring as a nice little sweet treat after like a Christmas morning breakfast or something like that. Boxing Day even. I love how we just... Oh, this doesn't go in the fridge, by the way. You guys distracted me by going down the food rabbit hole. So many of us do. You brought some prepared ones, dipped in chocolate, but you would prefer a milk one. Yeah, so I mixed... This was supposed to be a dark chocolate on top with the banana, but I mixed more milk chocolate than dark chocolate in, and I think that's nicer. Just not as bitter. Okay, I'm looking. I'm peeking, because I hear things sizzling. I like mostly want to take the chicken out and then let it rest. So let's temp this together. Like just going by the sizzles, I think that's almost done. You could see, holy, look at how the honey caramelized. That skin is looking fab though. When you start getting like the blistering effect. So this is the biggest one. So you just want to go right by the bone into the middle. Okay, so they're fully cooked. You can just try a couple different spots by the bone. They're all reading 175, which was recommended on the recipe. And we talked about thighs being able to take that amount of heat because there is some connective tissue and stuff to break down in there. So those I'm just gonna put underneath where they were before, so on the same layer as where the squash is. And then we're just gonna turn the broiler on for the Brussels sprouts to finish those. So let's see this. Having an oven rack mishap. Oh my gosh. I think there's some butter in there. What were they saying? I didn't see it, so it didn't hurt my feelings. Oh yeah, it's almost done. Holy though. Scalloped butternut squash. They were rude. They can go be rude elsewhere. So yeah, those two things are like done. The squash is cooked through and the sauce is like nicely reduced, you can see. It looks so good, what? I know, I don't often even like to see what those people say. I just don't need the bad vibes in my life. Okay, so oven itself is off. Broiler on high. This means that we are getting very near to the end. Because you always broil things last. We might have to come over to the oven to plate it, we'll see. It looks so cheesy and creamy, hey? Bonk got you on that one. Thanks, friends. I will say that we used to get a lot more trolls in our early streaming days, but Twitch has changed over the years too. You remember too, Annie? Holy. You can put the ban button on your stream deck. That's actually pretty cool. Judo, see? See? Claim you don't like squash, but that one, you just might try. They said I'm not a chef because I didn't use a thermometer. That's actually the cutest stuff ever. That's like at work, there's some people that we work with. If they see you Google a recipe, they'll literally say to your face, they'll be like, you're not a chef, you're just like a Google chef. And I was like, okay. You got it, man. Says the one that didn't go to school. Okay, one thing about broiling with parchment paper. Just trim anything that's kind of like above the sheet pan so you don't light a fire in your oven. Recommended by the not chef. Hi, this is my not chef recommendation. Wait, people watch Kick? What do you watch on there? I'm putting the sprouts under the broiler, by the way. And then one thing about this is we can keep the door open so that we don't burn it, and we can listen to the sizzles. Just gotta put my cooking fan set up so we don't set the smoke detector off. Because leaving the oven door open puts a lot of heat in the air. You've done good though, the first part of the stream didn't need it. What the heck is Kick? It's another streaming platform. Thanks, Bonk. Thanks for reporting them, because it does help. If we don't do anything, nothing's gonna happen. We gotta stick together. Flame broiled Brussels sprouts don't scare me. Don't scare me like that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they get 95% of the sub revenue. Swivel the tray. Swivel the tray. Who is this? Dust, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Gifting this up to Michael Daughtery Fitness. Welcome to the kitchen crew, friend. It's great to have you. It really even looks just like Twitch. I've never gone on Kick. They use the color green instead of purple. Oiliana, hi. Sorry, I had to go away because I could hear the sizzling effects of the Brussels sprouts. A lot of the leaves are crisped. Maybe we can go a moment more. I'm gonna go a moment more. Just cuz. I'll just keep my eye on it. They really start popping when it's time. Okay, I got my plate here. So I guess that's a pro tip that we learned today. If you feel like your Brussels sprouts didn't get browned enough when you're roasting them and are scared that they might like go mushy and overcook if you roast them longer, just pop them quickly under the broiler before you plan to serve them and you're good to go. Because look, that's like the point that I would push them to. Any darker and it'll just taste like bitter nothing. But yeah, that charring on there is just the best. I'm actually just gonna put them beside me here. We can start plating. I'll take everything else out of the oven. Holy, they're still popping. I can hear them. I really warmed it up in here. One sec. Gotta get this flowing. I'm definitely the house that's smelling up outside. Just torturing the neighbors. The torture. Charring them using the Swiss method. What is that gonna... What's the joke here? I don't know if I could find it. Okay, I'm just grabbing a big scoop of them. That's where we're starting. Listen. Crispy bits. These are also known as fart nuggets in the restaurant because when you cook them and serve them in the dining room, the whole dining room just tastes like farts. They look so dark on the camera. Does that look burnt almost? Okay, now gonna be gentle here. Holy, look at how this turned out. Gochujang, maple syrup, brown butter. The gochujang really caramelized, so I'm just gonna go with more of this for now. Put a couple like little nubbins around. That smells good. Toasted walnuts. That was optional, but I didn't think it should be optional. This is always a fun one to try and serve. The scalloped. I just get a spatula that will fit in here. And then just the tongs for the chicken. Raclette is so good. I've only had it a couple times in my life. The first time I did have it with Sam's parents though, so it was really awesome. Okay, how should I scoop this? Should I scoop this way or this way, I'm thinking? Thinking that way. Whoa. Steaming goodness. Kind of like get it to lay flat on the plate like that. Whoa. Sometimes I make fancy stuff without like trying that hard. Simple food is the best food. Thanks, Journey for Self-Discovery, or Journey of Self-Discovery, rather. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the chicken is cooked too well. Ah! Ah! It's literally falling apart in my tongs. Should I grab this other one? This is a massive plate of food, by the way. Easily a $30 dinner from a restaurant. And would you, this is always the end of the stream question, would you eat this? Would you order it? Would you make it? I gotta just take a photo. I didn't make that many dishes either, which is so lovely always. That's the worst part of cooking is the cleanup, right? $30, more like 50. That's true. There's like 2 chicken thighs on there. 2 whole thighs. Thanks, friends. Okay, let me get a good photo on here. The lighting is like so important, it's crazy. We learned that yesterday on stream when we were trying to decorate for Christmas. It was funny. I like to get some close-ups too. Just the different things on the plate. Different angles. Okay, let's try this. We made it! I can turn some of the lights down now because I'm blinding myself. I'm grabbing a fork and a knife. And if there's any indication of the flavor going by the aromas in here, I can't. I can't. Thank you for that follow, Journey of Self-Discovery. Okay, what do we want to start with? I'm so intrigued by this Brussels sprout dish that I need to start here. I'm going in. You have to dig into the bread. I made you hungry, Annie. Mmm. Mmm. What? That's so different compared to like Brussels sprouts I've had before. I always roast them the same way, but then I've been trying to like switch up how they're flavored. That's good. It's like sweet and spicy and like nutty from the brown butter and the walnuts. I think you could still like throw some bacon in here. That's just me. Mmm. That's really perfect, chat. I can't wait to make this for Samo. I wouldn't leave the walnuts out either. Those Brussels are also nice. Sometimes when you eat Brussels sprouts or cook them, they really do smell like kind of gassy, like farty. These are very mild. It's more of like a cabbage flavor where it's sweet. Okay, bye, Kimmers. Have a good walk with Doggo. And I hope I see you tomorrow, okay? Hi, can one do a thing? How are you doing? And yeah, if you're like a cheese sauce person, like we talked about that today too, Brussels with cheese sauce are always a good thing. Okay, this though, this is the next one. Our squash. So I don't love like mushy textures a lot, so I tried to cook this squash where it had a bit of texture still that we could like cut it and put it on a fork rather than it just kind of like getting mushed all together. MZZV, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. Welcome to the kitchen crew, friend. Okay, we're trying this. It's steaming hot though. I'm just gonna give it a few blows. I don't want to burn my face. What up, Blondie? How are you doing? Perfect timing, dude. We're just having a couple bites of everything. Yeah, that's also a great way to start it too, Bob, which I've done Brussels sprouts before, is you can start them in a hot cast iron pan with like your fats and stuff until they're about half cooked, and then just throw that whole pan in the oven to finish instead. No, it's close when you smell popcorn. It gets really nutty smelling, right? Dude, we have no snow on the ground. I already, let me see if I can reconnect my camera. There's nothing. There is no winter here at all, and it's kind of terrifying. Okay, we're gonna walk through the living room, but here, I'll show you outside. Because it's hilarious. I'm not on the gimbal. Yes, I still have Christmas things out. Hi, this is outside in Edmonton right now. Just frost. And then you can also see behind the scenes stream. Okay, we're coming back. Insane. We should have like at least a foot of snow on the ground. Okay, we're coming back here because now this is probably perfect temperature for me to eat. Bruh, it's nuts. Like 1 degree. Why is that the first time I've ever made that though? Yeah, that's a make again. Like big time. Ooh, it really gets dark when I turn that one off. How about this one? Not as bad. Holy. The squash is such a nice texture. The sauce just tastes like caramelized onion and garlic and herbs. You can see like all of the cream and butter just soaked into the vegetables. That is so, so delicious. Not even missing potato. And so we did this with butternut squash, but the recipe was supposed to be sweet potato. You get snow in the mornings right now, Blondie, but it melts by lunchtime. Bob, the cheese is called Danbo. Danbo. I write it in chat for you. But yeah, we were learning about it together last night. There's all sorts of different ages of it, different milk fat percentages of it. It's an interesting cheese, but that's the Danish cheese. Okay, chicken, honey mustard baked chicken. Like we made the marinade ourselves with, once again, garlic and herbs. So everything kind of has similar flavors, right? Oh my god, it's just juicing. Do you see that? Danbo is wild. Is it like really funky? But there's our chicken thigh. Holy. I can't even like hold it up. It's steaming so much. It's literally just dripping though, and then that's what it looks like. Cooked all the way through. There's nothing pink. So bone in, skin on chicken thighs is what you want to get for this. Or I would say like a whole chicken. Mmm. Mmm. Really good, like, herb garlic flavor. And then just, like, a little bit of sweetness from the honey, right? Like, at the end of your palate. I love how it's not just, like, sweet right off the bat. And holy do these flavors all mix together well. Of course we're gonna do a stream like that with the truck, where you guys can all come and try the food. Yeah. Where did the little troublemaker go? Are you saying Sambo? He's up at work. He was supposed to be home. I'll just switch to this while I'm chatting. Supposed to pick him up on Thursday. They asked him on Wednesday if he would stay an extra week. So he's gonna be home this upcoming Thursday. He's the big troublemaker, but who's the little one? Oh, Mish. You wanna be the first customer, Kay? We put a good amount of salt and pepper on the skin too. And so then I'm just following up here in chat. I'm missing some stuff. Daff, we only baked the squash. We sliced it on the mandolin. It's like half a butternut squash. And then we made the sauce, poured that over, put it into the oven for about like what, 30, 40 minutes? And that's it. Oven was at 400 F. So easy. Roasted sprouts, roasted chicken, baked squash. Everything's finished in the oven. That is how I like to cook in the winter time. It's really easy to cook things in the oven, at least personally for me it is. Because like once I know everything's in there, all the hard things are done, right? Just the worst thing you could do then is burn everything in the oven, but let's not do that. That's why we use timers. Hate food in Europe. We are planning to go to a couple of F1 races in the summer this year coming up. So I'll let you guys know on the Europe schedule and like what I'm gonna be doing for work and stuff like that. We'll see how we're doing. But I have this hankering to get to Europe this year, so hopefully that happens. Because I didn't make it to some of the things I wanted to this year, and that's okay. It's cheaper, guys. It's half price, if not more than half price, to go to a race in Europe versus a race in North America. So why would we not just fly to Europe, go to 2 races there instead for the same price as like one? One of them, is it Spa? I know the one is Monza because we want to go with our friend from work who like loves Ferrari and loves F1. And then the other one is in the Netherlands. Dinner in Monaco? Let's go, dude. I've never been to Monaco. I've been like other places around France, but I never made it down to like the Riviera. Farthest place I went was like Marseille, but not Monaco. So yeah, if you guys are F1 fans, want to plan to meet us there, by all means, we could make that happen. I also have to get my passport done before then, because I still have my maiden name instead of my married name, and that causes issues. This is deadly. I'm not even jealous of Samo's burgers and chicken wings tonight. Okay, maybe a little bit. Because, like, he didn't have to cook that himself. Why is, like, hearty, simple food so good? Okay, and then let's see how our dessert is at the end. I'm actually surprised at how well that scalloped squash came out. It's true, yeah. Makes your DNA remember how your ancestors ate. Okay, Josie, thank you so much for being here with us today. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will be on tomorrow again. You were there, Judo, once as a child when the race happened and you're still baffled. That is such a cool experience. Love you too. Okay, we're wrapping up anyways too. But let's have a bite ski. Should I choose a small one? It's like a melt in your mouth sort of situation, which is quite nice. It's a satisfying feeling. You can't make this without the salt either. It really does just bring everything together. Why is that so good? For how simple it is. I think I like that better than banana bread. It's like banana bread, but not. That's how I'm feeling. Peanut banana bread. Without the bread part. You're gonna make it, do it. You're gonna love it. We be baking anything for Christmas? I do want to bake something because I do like to share. I was thinking since my parents and stuff will be here at Christmas, I thought I would bake a couple cookies and stuff to put into a tin to give to them and maybe my brother and Finn. Love to see me make rosettes. Is that the shortbread? What is that? Are you saying the chocolate covered raisins? It's deep fried. I don't know what that is. It's a cookie. Is it Italian? Am I gonna keep asking questions? Closer? I'm just looking for someone to go raid today. I don't know. Maybe we'll just go to date night in. Because she looks like she's doing fun things and I like it there. Thank you for posting that. Oh! Have seen this. Oh, it's a Scandinavian dessert? Yeah, I always just leave stuff popped on my browser and then after stream I go back through everything. It's the best. Okay, I'm setting this up. I'm setting up the raid. I'm letting y'all go. What time is it even? It's almost 4? We had such a nice long stream together today. So there's different shapes of the rosettes too. I was gonna say, do you need like a special press or something like that? Because growing up, my mom had a shortbread cookie press and that was really fun to make. Using that, but they're kind of a pain to use too. You just dip it in the batter and then in the oil. What? We can try it. I mean, I hate making things that I can't eat, but for that I would actually eat it. Get the branding iron and we'll brand our own selves after. We'll wait till Sambo's home. Okay, I got the raid going, friends. Look at how good this is. Whoa. So all the recipes are in Discord. If you're not a Discord human, here they are one last time before we let you go. Make this stuff for yourself. It's seriously so good. There are new cookie presses that are so simple to use and easy to clean. Future stream idea. I literally just gave a cookie press away, which is unfortunate. but I just didn't use it for years and years, so I gave it away. And yeah, happy weekend eating. So we're gonna go see a date night in. I saw in her title gingerbread something, which sounds delicious and festive. I hope we inspired you today to create something delicious for yourself, maybe someone else too, because sharing is caring. And it's nice to all learn together. That was so good. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, cooking up some brunch food. Those keto waffles that were posted in Discord. We're gonna make those with a couple other things. It'll be a nice, quick, and easy stream because it's Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna hit this button. Love y'all. Thank you so much for the support. Annie, thank you for all the gifted subs. Same with you, Dust. And if you're new here, welcome. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'm gonna hit that button. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye!